give me brains while I post the rain.
Going up and down on our dick like a stock exchange. Beep! Yo, 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 what's up? We in the house. It's Ginger Night tonight, fam. And we are here, ready to roll. And we got my peeps here. What's going on, brothers? What's going on? Who's first? We got Dyson Corey. Dyson Fairy. Corey inspection time. Yes, yes, yes. Apparently, Tyson, he refused to fight Alexander Usyk because Usyk is a Christian. He refused the traditional Corey inspection. Yo. Yes, Bang Daddy Paddy in the house, my Irish pal. See that? See that? I'm representing Ireland, innit? See that ginger thing? The ginger king, you know what I'm talking about? James Foster, the lies start now. Well, tonight at 8, David Greenblatt. Tonight, it's Paddy O'Reilly. What we got here? Joseph N says, lols, yes, yes. Reese says, we hear we good. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes. Michael Maloney in the house. Good to see you, my brother. Evening to you too. What's going on, man? Fill me in. Fill me in. Without further ado, Retro says, we can hear you loud and clear. Yes, brother, but you weren't first this time. You were not first this time. The Triple Ginger is very upset at you, blood. Very upset. Yes, yes. My boy, Porky's Corner. Triple, please get Sonny on a live, champ. You come on a live, right? It's the one, what is it called now? It's a 3-hour one. And I know the thumbnail's got all the little characters, the Triple B characters. He came on about 2 hours and 50 minutes, got fucking rinsed, man. I don't think you got the balls to come on, Porky. If that is you, Porky, I don't know. It doesn't matter, but I'll call you Porky. Yes, Triple B, Cam. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, brother. Is that Elton John? Blood clot, man. You know how to insult a man, blood. What's going on here, man? What's going on here? That's better, isn't it? It's more, that makes more sense. Joseph N in the house. Joseph N says, hey, Triple B, just saw your son at Edwards exchange. You're for one funny dude. Salute from a Yankee cross, man. Big up, man. Where you from in the United States? I've been there a few times, but not for a bit. When you say Sonny Edwards exchange, which one do you mean, man? Do you mean the phone call? That's some serious shit, man. Roasted icons, yes, yes. Popcorn at the rally. Face blue, smiling. I like what you're talking about, bro. I like what you're talking about. Without further ado, Tyson has lost superhero status and is now hiding in public as his new alias Corey Hunter. Yeah. It's very disappointing, you know. I'm not really a fan of any specific fighter, but I was happy with Tyson, with his results, that when he was based, you know, but he's been poisoned, bro. And people are sick of him. You know, every excuse not to fight. And then, you know, he goes, I'll give Usyk 70-30 because he thinks, he won't take that. And he did. Greedy belly. Anyway, everyone's real pissed off at Tyson. I was trying to say, why? What's happening? People go, he's scared of Usyk. Well, I don't know. He wouldn't be scared of Usyk. He weighs about 50 pounds. But I would say maybe is he scared of the loss? Maybe he doesn't want to train properly anymore. He just wants to fight Ngubu, Shit Zora, other bums like that. He doesn't want a real fight. Maybe he's back on. That's my opinion, right? That's my opinion, man. That's my opinion. Right, remember, there's no one giving me right now. You're right. You see this? This is my mobile, innit? So I got Cash App bloods. Yeah, you know it's like bingo G14. I don't want to repeat myself, but I've been demonetized because of Grass and his friendly haters. So, you know, if you have got Cash App, or if you want to get it, there's an affiliate link on the description which allows you now. I fixed it, by the way, from the last time. Allows you to have a free £5 when you sign up, and a free £5 to Triple B when you transfer £5. You know, so give the Triple B £5. He gets £5 bonus. You get £5 bonus. You end up not spending any money. You don't spend a single money. You don't lose anything. You get me? If you want to, if you can. I don't want to beg, but man, you know, it was a nice pocket money. It's something I love, doing it for the funds all the time. But, you know, imagine being grasped by someone who threatened your life and then, you know, having your money taken away. You know, at one point I earned £700 in a month, blood. Anyway, enough about that shit. Let's talk some boxing. It's a boxing channel, isn't it? Bang everybody. Kell Brook's dad looks like a Camp Peter Fury. I just seen a picture of Kell Brook's dad. And they were like gazing in each other's eyes like lovers, man. I don't know what's going on in that family. And it's not his real dad. It's his stepdad, right? See, so Kell Brook's mum was a coal burner, and she got smashed by Kell Brook's biological dad, who was, I don't know, Jamaican. And he went, flew away. And then, Kell Brook's stepfather, who's like the guy who treated him like a father and all that, treated him like a son, did, started to get hold of the mama and became his stepfather, which is kind of sweet. I mean, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't take on someone else's baby, especially, brown baby and thing. Anyway, but, especially a batty brown baby. But there you go. Mickey Teal is putting out the real one. Tribby needs to put it on Sunny for the funds. I mean, I have. Obviously, you remember, I don't know if you were here when you saw the, when he got rinsed out when he came on the live chat and got spanked. That was one of my favorites. That was the Hollywood edition one. I can't remember what it was titled. Maybe I can tell you if I look on my phone. By the way, if you do a Cash App, drop me a message. Tell me what you want to say. Tell me what your YouTube name is. Give me a shout out, something like that, man. I don't want to reveal anyone's real name. And actually, using Cash App, you don't have to. Oh, blood clot. Man sitting there. Man, his own business. My boy, I'm going to use his name. My boy, Andrew J, I'll say. You got the same. Hang on, mate. You got the same initials as Joshua. AJ. So my AJ, not GayJ. Give me £5, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I don't think you give me a message. Remember, always drop a message because I like to give people a shout out on the message tip too. Come on, you pussy hole. What's going on with that? But like I say, Andrew AJ. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it. What was I talking about? Sonnet. Yeah, so blood clot. Like as I said, the live that I did back in October, he came on the live and got absolutely fucking rinsed, right? Caned, and he started apologizing, backtracking and all that. He smashed his phone and put it on his Twitter. Anyway, and then also someone's leaked the phone call and they're trying to go, oh, Sonnet exposed the Triple B. But what it is him getting smashed, called a pussy hole and all dwarf, blah, blah. It's actually good watch. He was quite reasonable after I told him, mate, you're barking at the wrong fucking tree. Yeah, you're fighting for the fucking world title next week. You don't know what I got on you. And you know what you think you got on me, you haven't, because I ain't the fucking guy that you're trying to dox, you blood clot pussy hole. And I said, you're going to ruin some innocent guy's fucking name. Anyway, so he talked on the PM and he was like, and he started being reasonable. Of course he did, because he was fucking backed in a fucking corner, blood. And I thought, you know what? He offered Olive Bright. I said, look, just take that shit down, right? And I'll let you go. All right? But the thing is, on the PM, he was quite human and quite likable. But every time on the fucking public thing, he just ruins it, man, by acting like a plum. By trying to be flashy. He's always trying to boast about how much money we got. He got no money, man. And he was on my phone going, you ain't got no money, you're gay, innit? You're gay, you're autistic, you ain't got no money. I got all the money in the world. I get my lawyers on you, all this bullshit. I'm like, he must have earned like 100 grand in his career. Now, 100 grand is nice, but this isn't his fucking career. And, because he's low rent, you'll get a bit of money from getting shit on by some sheikhs, but not a lot, man. He ain't got no money, man. How many people bought tickets for? I don't know, a single person bought a ticket to his fight. And all I hear is people slagging him off. I've never heard anyone say good about him. I probably said the nicest thing about him is actually he's quite human when he talks offline, when he's not in public. But why doesn't he become more funny and likable? Then people be like, I like that Sonny Evans, rather than I think he's a mug. Yes, there is no such thing as a Triple B live without my boy Lee Talks boxing in the house. So what up, boy? Michael Maloney, my man. John Fury dodged. Yeah, he dodged me. John Fury, your classic bully. And he'll say all the stuff, fight Tyson to the death. Have you seen Fury? No, I don't even mean his fights in his pros. He's whacking up, but now he's like this. Slow. Because he's got no power. Tyson Fury gets his boxing ability from the mother's side. What is that? The Burtons or the other? Something like, I don't know. But that's where it comes from, not John Fury. And he's a bully. That's why I tore man's eye out, because the man was getting the better of him. He lies. Oh, I had 100 bare knuckle fights, lost none. He's had none. He's had one where he tore a man's eye out. He's just crying. Yeah. When you go to the court, he's crying because he got sent away. I got to look after me son. He's heavyweight champion. That man's got another eye. What a wanker. What a wanker. Okay, my boy Reese, boxing. What did he make of the fights last night? Oh, blood clot. Okay, well, there was 3 shows. There was a BT show, which was a warrant show. I mean, that's pretty dry. Had some such whack women, and they're bigging them up, and I'm just cringing. And then there's Moses Italma. Now he's getting planted as a big prospect. He's going to beat Tyson's, blah, blah, blah. Now, he's only fought as a junior, but he stopped most of them, and he won every fight. I do rate him. But remember, he was fighting 17, 18-year-olds, okay? And he's big. He's matured fast. And I'll get him on the PDs as well, get better. But them kids weren't fully grown, whereas he sort of was. And now he's banging out useless fat guys, which is fine. Don't be careful with him. I mean, especially after his brother got banged out. But it was a really whack show. I can't even remember the main event. Nathan Heaney. I don't think it was a bad fight. I just ran out of love. The other one, David Okolie and Lawrence Okolie and David Light. I can't believe David Light look about 3 divisions smaller. Okolie's got broad shoulders, long arms, like some kind of orangutan. Yeah, because this is a ginger show. He's like an orangutan. And he's got the perfect boxing physique, 6'5", and he can't stop a guy. I mean, it's boring, man. So boring, so dry. What else was there? I think there's one good fight on that show, and I can't remember what it was. But they were both terrible shows. I woke up at 5:20 a.m. as I watched the Caleb Plant Jesse Benavidez fight, which I thought was a good fight. It was evenly matched. Caleb boxed well. His defense is a bit whack, but in the early rounds, he can move around and he pop. He's fast. He's got lovely footwork, like you see in the street fight I was showing you. He gassed after 7 rounds. And then Benavidez starts to get close, and he doesn't change his style, Caleb. And he starts grabbing, and I don't know, man. It was disappointing that Caleb gassed because I need a tenner on Caleb. I still want some money on an Aka for it to go distance, but Caleb, man, it was a winnable fight if he was fit enough. And believe me, he obviously trains hard, but whatever, man. Benavidez is faster than I thought, and isn't too bad inside. But I enjoyed that fight, but the UK fights were so whack. It was just like, oh man, Shake Baby, 88, last numbers, 88, 88. The Kang, your fam from Cork. Blood, good to see you, my baby. That sounds batty. Much love. I think I know. Are you ginger? Have you got the king of gingers? Are you the Kang of gingers? It sounds like you're the Kang of gingers. My man, good to see you here. Roasted icons. That mask and hair is like something out of the film. They live Triple B. Oh, yeah. I hear it kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. Right. They Live is a great film. Oh, what the bummer club. Go away, you pussy hole. I don't want no notices on my live. Yeah. It was They Live. You're right. It looks like when he puts a dark glass on, he sees what they're like. They Live. I'll say quickly, it's the film. What's his name? Rowdy Roddy Piper. Is that the one? He died mysteriously, and it basically it's a red pill film. He's exposing how all the elites are. Their messages. Their advertising, the magazines, the people. It's a junior level red pill film. But yeah, man, nice one. That's true. Man. Lee Froch says. Son is in the house, should be. He is here. Well, you watch a lot of videos, right? Because when speaking on the folk and other things, he knew so many of the videos about him, and videos not about him. He'd been watching. He probably quite likes the channel. He didn't want to get rinsed. No one wants to get rinsed. And I felt a bit sorry. He's like, "Oh, my family a bit hurt." I'm like, "All right, mate." But that don't excuse you going after Danny Flexen, who also, by the way, has a child. Going after Danny Flexen, humiliating him online for what? Flirting with the 36-year-old. And people going, what is Danny Flexen a nonce? How old's your sister? Is she underage? And Sonny never answered it. He didn't answer it. So then he let them, so people going, he's a nonce as well, Danny. It's well out of order. He didn't tweet for 6 months. And all he done was flirt a bit with a woman. And you read the messages, she's flirting back too. And I said, what do you know about that, Sonny? Why did you do that? I was like, nothing, dude. He goes, well, you know, well, he was being racist. Like, how was he racist? How was he racist? He goes, oh, he just said, if I'm not the wrong color for you, I'd like to take you out. How's that fucking racist? Like I said in my last time, it's just saying, joking. I know you're a coal burner. I know you like the dark meat, but maybe I know I'm white, but maybe you could let me fill you. Nothing wrong with it. And he deleted the message as well. He denies it. He did. Last message. In the club. No one just says randomly, I'm in the club. Right? That's an answer to a question. Oh, what are you up to, Danny? I'm in the club. Anyway, fuck that shit, man. Malcolm will say Bartley Gorman. That's right, that part of the family. They're well-known fighters. My boy Lee talks boxing. Personally, the Twitter Kang is my favorite boxer. I've never seen a man who epitomizes pound for pound like Sonny does Showtime Edwards. Yeah, well, my thoughts on pound for pound. Well, firstly, I know you're joking, but I mean, he's not a bad little boxer, to be honest. But I mean, he's 8 stone. How many 8 stone people do you know? 9. I mean, imagine me, I'm the top boxer in the world at 8 stone. It don't mean 9 blood. It's like, I'm the best basketball player at 4'5". It don't mean 9. The average man in the street bash you up. The average pisshead. And there's not. It's easy to rise to the top when you're a flyweight because there's hardly anyone who's a flyweight. So he's not a bad boxer, like skill-wise, but he got no pop either. What's that? I'd hate to be that man. All right, what we got here? We got acoustic gymnastics. It's Mick Hucknall. Now this is in honor of Billy Hardy. You remember Billy Hardy? Billy Hardy was a good fighter. Nazim sparked him in a round. I was there. Hit him right on the end of his big nose. Billy was from Sunderland. And a Tash as well, a tough fighter, and he beat Orlando Canizales in America for the title, but they robbed him. I think it was in America. It might be Britain actually, but anyway, he didn't get no decision, even though he deserved it. And then he went for the rematch and got ironed out. So he never won the world title, which is a shame. Now this is someone, Billy's got one of a massive. He's only a bantamweight, right? He's got a huge Corey status. Now I don't want to just talk about Corey this, Corey that, but I heard on the grapevine, I seen it. He goes, someone said, I seen Billy Hardy in the shower and he had a huge Corey covered, with, ginger hair, man. But, whatever, man. Inversion in the house. What's up, Triple B? Did I come late? Just a little blood. We've been going 18 minutes. Inversion, you're from Canada, my man. All right. So big up to you, man. Big up to you. My boy's Red Pill too. Acoustics. Yeah, he's a musician, acoustics. Check his channel out, blood. He does like guitar. Mick Hucknall in the building. Something got me started. I don't know if that was Mick. I'm not a Mick Hucknall fan, blood. I'm a Billy Hardy fan because he's got a massive Corey status. LD Phoenix in the house, as always. Would love Usyk to buck break Dubam. It would be funny. I mean, Dubam is a busted flush. The other day I was throwing out some magazines. They're Boxing Monthly. I really like Boxing Month. I don't mind Boxing News no more because they're pathetic. I mean, that was my biggest thing I'd look forward to, was the Boxing News came out, especially as a youth, because, when you're young, you're really excitable. And then they started just getting politically correct writing about women's boxing. I mean, it was like, I did a few videos on it. It was like, one of them had 1/3 of the pages were about women's boxing. Anyone who knows anything about boxing knows it's a load of utter rubbish. Right, and he said it had some subheading. Oh, Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano saved the boxing year. I mean, come on, man. I can't buy that. So who's the Matt Christie? If you're listening, blood, and I know you've seen my videos. Yeah. I know you've been bought out, right? So you've been bought out by a big media agency, so it's no longer independent. You might not want to write about this shit, but then leave and set up your own magazine because Boxing News is whack. Anyway, Boxing Monthly, I was reading it. I had a few old ones from a few years back. And there was a 2020 an article about Daniel Dubon and Steve Bunce. Let's get this straight. Adios, right? When he isn't sticking barrels at the batty holes of Ugandan hookers. You know that story? Well, I've done a video on it. Check it out. So Steve Bunce was saying, no joke, man, Steve Bunce, he's such a bellend and an arse slicker. Yeah. And he's got an infatuation with barrels and batty holes. And he said Daniel Dubois, no joke, has shades of Sonny Liston. Now let's get this straight. He's just like Sonny Liston. Yeah, mug buns. Sonny Liston. Look at that bum. Kevin Lorraine would have butt broke him, but then he put him over with one shot. And Dubon went over 3 times. It would have been stopped the other way around. And he suddenly realized, I'm not meant to win this fight. But yeah, Usyk would butt break him. I mean, I don't know, it would be that. I mean, it would be fun to watch it. I mean, Warren must be gutted, but it's not the fight I want to see. Right, without further ado, Retro Fury's mum's side. He got a channel too, like it's about old school games and things. Fury's mum's side is a Gorman's. That's correct, yeah. Barty Gorman is a one and bare knuckle box. I mean, he sparred with Ali, funny enough. LD Phoenix, Okolie stinking the place out. Yeah, you saw there was people leaving early. Imagine you're buying a ticket for a box. You're like, wow, hey, guess what? You're talking to your boy. Yeah, guess what? Yeah, guess who's in town? Who? Yeah, Lawrence Okolie, the world champion. Yeah. I got John. What ringside ticket? But I mean, who would buy tickets to watch that bum? That octopus. People were leaving halfway through. They were so disgusted. Yeah, Taylor, my boy Taylor. What you say, blood? You got booed to? Yeah, of course he did, and so he should do. I didn't see the interview. I was like, I'm so sick of this. But I wonder how Ben Shalom justified it. Eddie Hearn used to be quite good at trying to justify it, even though we knew it was lying. But I don't know about Ben Shalom in the club with David Greenblatt. Justified that. Benavidez won that. The plant was hugging a lot. Adam D. Yeah, I agree. He did win it. But I actually thought only by 2 rounds. I thought he won some early rounds. I don't like holding at all. And you watch older boxing matches, 70s, 80s, even the early 90s, obviously 50s. You don't see the holding. You so rarely see it. And the refs wouldn't put up with it. And now they just let you grapple away. And, Tyson Fury, he just sits there like an octopus himself. Luckily, he's a heavyweight and he's a bit more exciting than Okolie. But, yeah, Benavidez won. I only think by 2 rounds. I also think Plant won the last round. He just gassed. My boy Taylor's laughing. I don't know what happened, but it's good. It's good news. Acoustic, like to right. Easily the second best channel. And he's talking about his own, right? He's not talking about the white bitch or any pussy hole like that. My boy Lee talks boxing. I would have won against Caleb last time. I've never even looked up. Holy, firstly, I would say you must be a good boxer. I think that's a little unfair. I thought the early rounds he looked nice. He had speed, footwork. His accuracy maybe a bit off. He had speed, footwork, and he was out boxing Benavidez. I just think he gassed, and then he did start to look bad after he gassed. But it's a tale of 2 fights. Obviously, like he's been doing too much like oil drilling with his cafe latte. You get me, right? My boy Shake Baby 88. That's a good number. I'm the king of the gingers, bro. I knew it. Irish people are the king of the gingers. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, what is your Corey status? As we're talking about Billy Hardy and Ginger Corey's, my boy Joseph Bumnello is the king of the gingers. Yeah, you have to say that. Who would have ever thought? Who would ever thought that pound for pound? I don't believe in pound for pound. There's only one Kang, and I ain't Son Edwards. It's the opposite end of the weight division, and that's the heavyweight, the number 1 heavyweight. But if you're going to talk about pound for pound, being Canelo, who would imagine that a ginger white Mexican would be the pound for pound greatest and would fight as high as light heavyweight? I remember I said to a Mexican guy, we're in the pub, he's working now. I said, blood clot, your top boxer is this guy called Canelo. Canelo, mate, so Canelo Alvarez. He went, oh, okay, really? He said, yeah. I said, he's ginger. I was like, no, mate, we don't have these kind of people in Mexico, man. We don't have these people, bro. I was like, I swear down. I showed him on my phone. He was, Mexican, mate. Anyway, whatever. I don't know, man. There would obviously be other bloods. There were some Irish folks that settled in Mexico, I think. Lee Frotch in the house. What has Sonny Searle done to Charlie for him to hate on him and leave the country? It's a bit like Sonny left Wallington Court. Okay, this is an interesting thing because, I've had this from a number of people from the Croydon hood, okay? And Edwards go from somewhere called the Wallington Estate in Croydon, you get me? It's a big estate. I ain't been there, but I've heard from a number of sources. So their family were known as the family of grasses. And Sonny was part of that, doing some grassing. I don't know who grassed on or whatever, but they were grasses. And that's why Sonny Edwards escaped to Sheffield at age 18. He'll say it's for the boxing. Well, if it's for the boxing, why didn't he join? Why didn't he join what's his name? them batty man's called? The Ingle Gym. Why didn't you join the Ingle Gym? I mean, I know you're not brown, they're not brown men, but he went to escape apparently, and that's why they hated there. They don't come back. Charlie. All I've known is that there's some money thing involved there. I don't know who else to what, but it's a money thing. And I'm told they weren't close when they grew up. I don't know if they got different fathers. They don't. I mean, Charlie's quite reasonable. I mean, I used to dig him out, but I just didn't think he was that good, you know. And he used to turn me off when he got the Klitschko's of Croydon. And I was like, blood clot, don't stupid. But you know, Charlie facially doesn't look anything like Sonny. Charlie looks like a 15-year-old gay escort, and Sonny just looks like a smacking, innit? Right. Who you got? Dale Baker. Blood clot dog, mate. Yeah. Fucking. You know what I'm talking about. Inversion. What basketball athlete do you hate the most? You know, I don't follow basketball that much. You know, when I was a youth, right, I used to really like it because in them days you didn't have whole matches on TV. On Sunday morning you have like an hour show. You see highlights, you'd be like, blood clot, this is so exciting. Look at that dunk. Yeah, look. Oh no. And but my favorite player was retrospectively was Larry Legend, Larry Bird, although he was number 33, which has got to make you think, hang on. Now I don't really follow. Who do I hate the most? I like the East. I'll tell you who I like. The East European goes. The East European dudes, Doncic and the other ones with the East Euro names. Who do I hate? I don't know enough. I mean, obviously it's going to be one of the Black American guys, but because they all that ghetto trash talk, you know. But I'm not sure. Give me some names and I'll tell you if I know them. Inversion again. 15-minute cities are horrible. What they're trying to do. Right, they're trying to reduce everyone's freedom and lives, right? Because so they can control them and watch them. So this 50 minutes, and they always sell it. It's always great. You'll be able to go anywhere. You see that on the Twitters, the NPCs, the normies. It sounds great. You'll be able to walk and drive everywhere to any shop and all that. You know, yeah, but you won't be able to go out and see your fucking pals and that. And you know, or you'll be limited, and you'll have an electric car. And your electric car and your phone will be tracking you, and you'll have apps, and they'll know everything you do and everywhere you are, and they'll know what you spent, which they already do anyway if you use card, and blah, 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 blah. But the main thing is they want you to stay within an area so they can monitor you, and there's CCTV everywhere. And then, right, you're going to start working from home a lot. You notice they've been pushing that, shutting down pubs and the lockdowns because they want you at home, so you sit there all day taking in their propaganda because half the people in this country are so retarded they put their huge TVs in every fucking room and have them on all the fucking time. And now that the internet is so compromised and with CGI, right, and stuff like that, no one's going to know what's real and what isn't. And they'll just be hit with this propaganda all the time. It's sickening, man. Oh, my boy, T-Bone, West Ham United Football Club. I used to think it was you were a UFC fan because had UFC on the end. I asked you what your favorite UFC fighter was, but yeah, I think that's West Ham United Football Club. Am I right? Yes, Triple. Yeah, I'm here, bro. I'm here for me fans. I've got 38 fans up. Michael Maloney, ginger birds are great in the south. Now, let me tell you something about ginger girls, right? When I was young, I used to be very freaked out by gingers. They look so different, right? And they weren't that good looking. Get me? And I got older, yeah, and the gingers changed their games before I know it. And I started to get a fetish. These beautiful, like ginger girls. I'd be like, blood clot. I want to be with the ginger. I had a couple of half gingers, you know, like strawberry blonde type scenarios. And you can smell they're gingers and that, but it's not the same. I wanted flames coming out the pum-pum, flames, you know, proper ginger, angry. Yeah, man, I know bare women. You know, but like I didn't get the ginger fetish till I was a bit older, and like I don't like to talk like that. Like now, you know, obviously I'm a voluntary celibate and I'm a Christian, but some hot ginger girl, great in the sack. I mean, I don't think it's that hard for a woman to be good in the sack, right? It's mainly up to the man. Let's be honest with you. How is a woman good in the sack? She just give you a really, you know, stick her ass in the air happily. Give you a silky blow job, you know, an enthusiastic silky blow job, and let you get hold of her when you want, and go give it to me. It's not hard to be good in bed if you're a woman. You know, a man's got to make the right movements, and you know, a man's got to put in the energy. A woman just get on all fours or lay on her back or whatnot. It's, don't get me wrong. I've never had a bad lay. I mean, I don't like to talk this way, but it's a real part of life, sexuality. I have never in my life had a bad nut. I've never gone, wow, that was a waste. I wish I hadn't done that. Even a woman I had one girlfriend, I had to split up, but she would lie down like a Victorian woman. And she was beautiful. But I was like, blood clot, you got to put some effort in it, fam. But I was still busting nut. Anyway, enough about that. It's disgusting. Pokey. Sonny has been hiding in Sheffield because he knows either me or Time Booth are going to cave his head in when we see the grass. What has he done? I mean, I know he's a grass, obviously. He grass Danny for nothing. Danny flexing. Yeah. I was gonna release all the stuff and tag Danny Flaxon and everything, but then Edwards came to me and offered the olive branch, so I let him off. But sometimes I feel I should have done because poor Danny, I don't know him, but it's not no way to treat a man. So who's your grass on, Porky? If you are Porky, I know probably not, but yeah, give me more information about this grassing. He's grass Croydon, he grass Danny Flexen, and I don't want to be grass in Sheffield. That's why he's got Lyndon Arthur on board. By the way, Lyndon Arthur, another fight actually this weekend looked terrible. I mean, that Boris guy, I thought I could beat him with a bit of training. And I was really annoyed because the Argentinian guy was a puncher who was coming in. He was 9-1. It was a small ring. That Argentinian guy had one loss and 17 KOs out of 18. I think he would have ironed out Sonny Edwards' boyfriend stroke, what's it called, bodyguard. That's why he brought him on board, because he needs, he needs some protection, because he looks scary, Lyndon Arthur, and he's a middleweight, so he'll be like 14 stone, outside of camp. Okay, what you got here? Further ado without retro. C-Bun's got banned by Tyson Fury ages ago. Now he licks Tyson Ross. I didn't realize he got banned. But he's an arse licker anyway. And every time I see him, let me get this straight. Let's get this straight. Let's not forget he always exaggerates, Without him coming in and saving the show, this wouldn't have happened. And bloody blah, fuck off, you muppet. Don't stick some bars up some fucking batty holes, you sick pervert. Yeah. I don't know. Every time I see Bunce, I cringe, man. I like to slap him up too, to be honest. What happened to Rachel Ball? Oh, the ginger one. Slight crush. Was she the one that... Hang on, there was two ginger boxers. One who's an alleged world champion. Hannah Rankin, who almost killed that girl. I did the videos about it. It's completely ignored. Right, and Boxing News did a big interview with Simon, what's his name? Simon Block, Robert Smith, whatever his name is now. Who by the way used to box and he got knocked out by Kirkland Lang. Robert Smith, and they asked him all kinds of questions. A 3-page interview. I didn't ask a single question about Hannah Rankin's opponent. You remember that? Alejandra, whatever her name was. But Rachel Ball, yeah, she was like the journeywoman type, scored a good win. I don't know, man. The Hannah Rankin, before she obviously got the pads and became more masculine with boxing, that was actually really nice. She's like a cellist or something. She's absolutely whack at boxing. Rusted icons. Boxing on Channel 5 next week, Harlem Eubank. I love it when boxing appears on the big channels and people see it, but Harlem Eubank. Is he... Harlem's like an illegitimate, right? He's not part of the family unit. That's right, isn't it? I mean, I'm not excited about Harlem Eubank. And I'm sick of all these so-called famous boxers, kids. You got Camp Bellend Hatton. If they're going to do well, that's fine. But don't. What you remember Camp Bellend Hatton, right? Who was his preliminary? Who was his warm-up? Dimitri Bivol warmed up on Camp Bellend Hatton on his second fight. Adam Smith was going, the hairs are standing back on your neck. It's he was going about how great it was. It's like going back to his father, Ricky. This is it, blah blah blah. It's pathetic, man. Tim Tszú's won a world title, so I'll give him that. So let's see. Will he be as good as Costiel? No. Ben Shalom, by miles the most boring and dull person in boxing. Yeah, that's right. But he's also one of the most powerful. And how did a 28-year-old who'd done a couple of bum prize fighter light shows rise so quickly? Now, the Chip B on the Chip B show, there's no rhetorical questions. There's never no rhetorical questions. So the question is, how do you rise? Well, he fitted the whatever, the printout of what they wanted in terms of his community. Jonathan Licht, look at this. Jonathan Licht took over Sky Sports, the CEO of Sky Sports in 2020, 2021, something like that. 2019 it might have been. Whatever. He took over very recently. And that's when Shalom was given the full-time contract. Before he was just doing some whack shows. Boxer, whack shows that no one watched. Yeah. And he had no background in boxing. And both of them are quoted. You see, I search on these names, they always talk about diversity and how important diversity is in women's boxing. These guys are family friends. Yeah. What you know about that? That's how corrupt it is. You don't know shit about boxing, man. And he's boring, like you said. Okay, man. Inversion. What country do you think with the most base and the least base? Very good question. Very good question. If you don't know what base means, you should know. The least base. Blood clot. There's a lot to it. I mean, also, like, it's what the government are doing, because even in the least base country, there's some base people. But some of the least base countries has to be Sweden. They were sacrificed. They had the best life of any country ever. Yeah. Okay, they had quite high taxes, but loads of property. Everyone was employed. There was no crime. They're all beautiful people. But no, they got convinced to take on. They've never had colonies or anything, so there's no excuse. People go, "Oh, colonialism." No, Sweden never had no colony, and they let everyone come in. And now they got the highest rape rate in the world. Yeah. And they will still defend these people. There's even some blood clot Swedish guy I've seen, and he's like a Swedish man. He got raped by a Somalian, and he said, "Oh, I feel really bad. Maybe the poor Somalian. He ran from the war, and now I don't want him to be deported, even though he raped my battle." These people are sick, man. So probably Sweden is the least based, the most based. It have to be a third world country, man. If you're talking European, it'll have to be some East European country. But they're going to damage that as well. I bet the average Russians are so freezing and poor. I mean, so abused. Go and read about the Holodomor, the 66 million people that died from Stalin and Lenin. And it's sickening. Starved to death, deliberately tortured. These guys are not going to fall for the nonsense. They'll try. I don't know. Least base has to be Sweden. The most base. What is? Maybe Uganda, for example. Tanzania refused a ting. Uganda has banned bata business. So maybe it's an African country, yeah? Because they haven't been bombed with all the degenerate propaganda. He talks about it. I know that's stupid. They should say the Klitschko's are the Ukrainian Edward's brother. Yeah, that's good, man. We got some good humor from the fans. Sporting icons been in shambles after GayJ lost. Yeah, do you know what? People used to talk about sporting shit icons, and I was like, I suppose I'll have a look, right? And at that time, he had 10K subs. It was about a year and a half ago, or maybe something like that. And I was like, this man is the most boring. He doesn't know shit about boxing. He's boring. His voice is boring. He doesn't say anything interesting. He's an NPC. He's a normie. He's always talking about diversity and telling people off, being wasted. I was like, I can't even watch this bummer club. And then about a year and a half later, suddenly he's got 60K subs. Now, obviously, they're bought, most of them. Right? So he's another fake channel. But I don't understand how anyone will watch that bellends, man. I did a video on him and he got it demonetized. Michael Maloney, Ben Shalom is a prick. Yeah. He's a circumcised prick to boot. Inversion. 50-minute cities and other eco nonsense damage the poor. Of course, doesn't affect the rich. The left supports it. It's all right because the left are the biggest NPC idiots there are. I mean, they just don't think for themselves. But yeah, I mean, it's pathetic. Imagine getting people to support initiatives that are damaging their own lives. Okay, that are making their lives worse, making them poorer, taking away their freedoms. Right. But this is how easy these idiots are to compromise, man. Social credit score, digital currency, yeah, it's coming up. Be a bad boy to pay the government. You can't even 15 cents. Yeah, it's already happened in China. So, everything's going to be attached probably to the ID chip in the hand or the heat. And they'll be able to cut off your money. Oh, no, you've been unhealthy. So or you've been bad, so you can't buy this, that, and the other. You can't buy a drink. Obviously, you can't buy a gun. They would have banned that anyway. But you can't go out because you have to pay a penalty. They'll control your entire life and know your entire life. Yeah, it's frightening, you know. And you got to fight. But the only way you can win is by waking enough people up, which is a hard slog. But most of you have to have the army on your side because there's no weapons in the UK or Western Europe. There's some in the United States, and they're trying desperate to get rid of them. But yeah, you got to get the military on the side in the UK. And is that going to happen? It's possible. But I see this video, this recruitment, right? Video in the United States about recruiting people. Right? You know, like before, it was all about two women who were married and they're in the same regiment and with a kid. It was so like you know, what's it called? It's all about diversity and this, that, and the other, right? Over and over again. It was so bizarre. And you go to the to the US Army recruitment site, right? And there's a little bit about family. And who's that? They got a white man, yeah, with a blonde wife holding a completely brown child. I mean, black child, not even like mixed. You know, it's the weird stuff they were doing. Anyway, now it actually looks like we might be going to war. I mean, the United States and the Western world. I won't be, for real. But, you know, I won't be. But either with China, probably China or Russia, Iran, maybe all of them, right? And so they're not going to win any wars with these 5'4" overweight Mexicans who don't give a fuck about the United States, or these Libyans, you know, or these Batimans, you know, these furries. Huh? So you know what they got to do? So now they changed. So they re-released this new recruitment about how great the US Army's been, and everyone in it virtually is white, right? It's just complete opposite of what they've been doing. White men. Really weirdly, First World War, it had some random black guy writing home in the World War I churches as an American. And that's impossible because that didn't happen. But apart from that, everyone was kind of white males, and on the posters and the comments, man, everyone was writing, going, "I was in the U.S. Army. I would never go near it. I told all my family, my sons, they'd banned them from going in the army. Why would you want to fight for another country's war? And that country is a Middle Eastern country, but it stands out a bit, if you know what I'm talking about, huh? And why would you fight for your own country that hates you?" And everyone's going, yeah, now they want to recruit the white men after turning their back on them and shitting on them. Why? Because to win a war, the United States Army needs hardcore and white farm boys. They're going to fight hard and they're going to obey, right? What do you think the SEALs teams, the special forces are? They are all white farm boys. Because I mean, you know, imagine you're American and you got free education. That's why you went to the army. You don't want to fight for the United States. You're Mexican. There's loads of pictures of Mexicans with Mexican, you know, what's it called, like flags. Anyway, enough about that. But what I'm saying is, it's not good, man. But don't go to war. Nobody. Don't let them talk to you too. I want someone to be David Benavidez, says Larry Jablinski. He's a good fighter, but his arrogance winds me out. I want to see him humble. Yeah, I'm not. I've never been that interested in him. I had to be honest. I don't even know much about him. I know he got banned for Yayo. Hello. Saman Kagwa Nikala. Uganda has a passed the anti-sodomy law successfully. Yeah. And we just need the PM Museveni signature, but the Giza pressuring him not to gays and no to sodomy. It reminds you of Pastor Dr. Martin Semper. Let me tell you what the homosexuals do. They have this practice called feasting. And they also do this thing called anal licking. And they were watching the poo-poo would come out like ice cream. And you must have seen Eat the Poo-Poo, man. That was a classic. My boy Jacket Sponsor, keep spitting truth, Triple B. Thank you, man. But that's why I'm getting persecuted. T-Bone. Oh, guys want to bang Ginger Minge, but no kids. I don't know, man. I said Ginger's changed the game, man. They're good-looking peeps now. And you know, I don't buy that old Ginger Stepson type thing. I don't believe that now. I think I quite like it. Well, the female and the females, man. Yeah. Anyway, I missed that boat, blood. I missed that boat. You know, I would have searched high and low for that flaming pum pum. Flames coming out of the pum pum. Larry, trust me, Canelo isn't the guy to beat Benavidez. Benavidez is naturally basically almost a cruiserweight. I don't know. Version says, hello, Simon Kagwa and Jala. I know countries should have the same laws. Most countries are against the evils of sodomy. Yeah, but they weren't, because the world is not ruled by its prime ministers, its MPs, its government. It's ruled by bankers. It's ruled by banks, powerful people. You know who they are. And that's why the guy from Tanzania mysteriously died, because he refused that thing. Large Blinsky the ass. Just I was thinking more about along the lines of Dimitri Bivol. He put beating on David at 175. Yeah, definitely. I reckon so. He's very good, Bivol. Although obviously he's not as good as Campbell and Hatton, who was top of the bill compared to Bivol. Would embarrass Benavidez, worse than Canelo. Benavidez is just awkward, flat-footed. Canelo with a little bit of height. Yeah, there's that to be said. I thought he's quite fast and quite good on the inside, but my favorite African fan is Simon Kagwa. Invasion, indeed, sodomy is no good. I'm just going to check if anyone sent me a cash app so I can big them up. You get me? Yeah, what the blood clot? No, but thanks anyway to my boy, as I said, to my boy who sent it to me, your boy AJ and the J. Harlem's a cousin, not the brother. Okay, sorry, my mistake, man. So he's a son of Simon Eubanks or Peter Eubanks. Now, this was the weird thing, because Chris Eubank, his original name is Chris Eubanks, so with an S, right? And people still call him Eubanks. I mean, Nigel Benn used to wind him up. And he said he delivered it. So there was Simon and Peter Eubanks. I think one of them, I can't remember which one, beat Barry McGuigan early on, right? But they're basically journeymen. And he changed the name. No, I mean, you wank, not Eubanks. But Harlem, instead of keeping his dad's real name, which would be Eubanks, he's changed it to Eubank. So that, I mean, I understand he wants to get the publicity, but I mean, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Harlem Glass Chinima, icons Mickey Tio. Chubby, all kind of sunny grass on pocket. To the law over money being laundered with your pal Maximus. Oh, Porky's crazy. Is this true? I mean, I haven't heard anything about this. I'd be happy to do videos on it, but I need more information. I can't. A couple of you that sent me stuff, and you're not sure if you need some evidence. It's not a court. I don't need I don't need incontrovertible evidence beyond reasonable doubt, but you need something. So, grass on Porky to money being laundered. Why would you? I mean, I'd like to know more. Remember, you can hit me up on Instagram, right? If you want to give me some private info, anybody. Instagram is the way to get in contact with Triple B. Sean D says, "What do you think? Do you think Warrington will fight Lara?" I don't know, man. I mean, he's probably not particularly excited by that prospect. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they could. I mean, like Warrington vs. What's the chav called again? What's the chav with the hair? What's his name, man? I'm getting nuts. The chav from Nottingham. You know what I'm talking about. I can't remember his name. Anyway, the one who goes to orgies and who didn't know that his kid was his or his mates because they both nutted into his women. Disgusting. Yeah, that chav. I can't remember his name now. And I watched him fight as well. Anyway. I think if those two would still be a good payday, and I think Kamali family is behind Box Out. They're based in Dubai. I need to look into that. I don't know much about that. I wonder if Shalom is related to Ricky. I mean, they say that if you go back, what is it, 6 degrees of separation? I'm sure he's related to some extent. Yes, definitely. Shane Bongos, welcome. You're a bit late, blood. Where's your tree? 33. I'm watching my cash app, fam. I've had sex with a Somalian girl. Okay. Firstly, why? I mean, is oil drilling something you like, or is it just a one-time thing? I did some oil drilling by mistake when I was young, mainly because of the drugs. But I mean, they were keen, But I'm not into oil drilling. So yeah, tell me more about that. Did she enjoy loving Bossing Classics HQ? Yes, she'll be. Get a like on address up on the description as well. Hardly any chance fees with LTC. Is that right? Okay, I'm gonna put that in. Do you know what? I haven't bought Litecoin. I mean, I know I can. It doesn't mean I can't get a wallet, an address up, but blood clout. But I never traded in Litecoin. I used to have a lot of crypto, by the way, but things went badly wrong. I've got a lot of. I've still got some Ethereum, Ethereum, quite a lot of them. LTC address. Okay, I'll put that. Right. Anyway, I hope you're well, bruv. Joseph N. Is it Stockholm? Syndrome for nothing. He's talking about Sweden. Yeah. Yeah. But it's nuts. How can you be so against your own interests and so easily? But it's insane. Trying to grasp Emperor Michael as well. Well, we've got a serious grasping problem then, haven't we? Without further ado, Retro, and he tried to dox Triple B, but he got the wrong guys. So yeah, there's a pattern emerging, man. I think you're right. Canada's down. Canada's no culture. Oh, you're talking about least space countries. Yeah. Do you know what? When I was a youth, so Canada to me meant, it meant to me mounties, right? The wilderness, bears, lumberjacks, ice hockey, real men with mullets. Donny Lalonde, Donny the Golden Boy Lalonde. I did a video on that pussy-o, liar, fake tough guy, Teddy Atlas. Check it out because I really iron out his lies. And Donny Lalonde, the real one, because I looked at it, was definitely his, what's called his account. He wrote a real long comment on it, real nice, and thank you, I really like that. Explained loads of things about what a liar Atlas was, but he was very, 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 gentle and kind the way he wrote, Donny Lalonde. Yeah, well, very chuffed. So go and have a look. Hopefully the comment's still there. But he explains, Teddy Atlas was a liar, a fantasist, claiming he'd gone to Donny Lalonde's flat with a gun and waited outside. And Donny said, I never even lived in that area. Full of shit, fake tough guys. Boxing guy. Also look for the Stream Element. You get messages from crypto donation stuff on live show. Okay, yeah, there's a lot more you can do. And this is Streamlabs. Sorry, you said Streamlabs. Sorry. I don't know. Do you mean Streamlabs? Check my trade channel knows. Yeah, there's a lot more I can do with this. So I should get into it more. But I like writing the content and talking to me funds. I'm a bit disorganized, and also now I'm not getting paid. I'm not getting paid until June. Do you think Edwin Varela was a beast of a boxer, and do you think he would beat Manny if they fought? Yeah, he was a beast. I don't think I think did all his fights end up in knockouts, and he went nuts, right? He'd had a really bad motorcycle crash and it damaged his brain, and that can lead to psychotic episodes. And it was very bizarre his death. I've seen a picture as well. But yeah, he liked the yayo as well. Would he beat Manny? It's hard to say because Manny, you got to remember, Manny is very fast and hits very hard, and has got good timing. But he's probably done more pairs, more PEDs than anyone in boxing. So I doubt Valera did it. Del Baker. Holland's more. Wow, wasted on most today. In one and out the other. I cried. I watched the documentary. There's 10 episodes. It's called You Will Roll Pa. Right? I don't want to say too much because it's been banned by YouTube. It's been banned by Amazon. There's a reviews on IMDb. It's 10 out of 10, and it shows how the Russian people. I mean, I knew it was bad, and I knew about the cannibalism, and I knew about this famine, but it was all orchestrated, and I found out about the torture, the hideous torture, and you see these pictures. They don't show you these pictures, by the way. Oh, they'll show you a couple of starving guys like behind the barbed wire. You get me? From allegedly World War II, but like they won't show. These are pictures of kids so thin. I mean, I just don't want to say it. And they're all in great big piles, starved to death. Oh, man, I don't want to talk about it, but you got to check it out, man. All right. My boy LD Phoenix. I'm mixed, mostly black. I mean, I'm sick of the race talk. I think people should have whatever views on. I mean, I've said again and again, like, I don't, if X, Y, and Z, if Terry wants to be racist or not like white, that's up to him, man. He should have the right to express that. Spencer obviously does not. I mean, I don't care, actually. What I do care about is the hypocrisy. And it's only the reason there is a lot of hypocrisy about it is because it's been written like from early 19th century. This is what we're going to do. We're going to stop any criticism of other people's and massively. They made up the words. Racism was like a coined word, a made up word by Marxists because they want to. They made a plan to just ruin any national identity in the Western world. And that's why it happens. And you know. And all this, like, you shouldn't say this. It's homophobic. It's misogynistic. You're a bigot. You're trans. This is just protecting the agenda, and they make you be a bad guy if you even vaguely question it. And people fall for it, unfortunately. And it's been so effective. But because they bombarded people through entertainment, through media, music, internet, adverts, everything, man. And obviously the news, so-called news, the lying news, which ain't news, blood. Last chunk of James Z, can't even qualified US Army, America screwed, yeah. Listen, I have family that lived there and things like that, and I've been there quite a lot. I used to love going to America because people are very friendly and all that. I mean, something crazy has got since 9/11, probably nearer like 2012. I mean, it's messed up. And they're not all like that. I mean, America's so big and people in so many different communities, like the Amish, right? But America's, I would support Russia against America. Russia aren't trying to poison kids' minds and yeah. Obviously, this is a boxing channel, but we like to talk some red pill thing. It's too late. Europe is finished. Likely, unfortunately. No guns here in Germany, yeah. No guns in the UK. You can't fight. There's cliche. I would say the first thing a tyrant or dictator does is take the weapons away from the people and look after the police and, more importantly, the army. They really look after the army and give them loads of powers. So that you can't. What are you gonna do? Like take a pea shooter out? You can't do nothing, man. And don't think about voting. The illusion of choice. Both. There's usually only a two-party system in every country, and they'll make all kinds of promises, break them all, and also they will. It doesn't matter who gets in. They serve their masters, the big banking masters, and they will go to the same ends. It's just there'll be a slightly different path. It's just nonsense, man. So yeah, is the Western world? Yeah, it probably is finished. The only way you can do it is by getting the army on your side and bring down everything and start again. Right? What the blood clot. Serpent Sugarcoat is a clown. Yeah, Charlie Brown's channel roasted him. I don't know who Charlie Brown is, and he got all his trolls to get his channel shut down. Yeah. I mean, that's disgusting. Obviously, I've been hit like that myself, but I mean that's just filth. I already can sense, but every man, woman, and child needs to know about the destruction of Edom in the Talmud. 1937, of the world population is white. Now it's less than 9%. It's all deliberate. It's done deliberately, and it's done by the people that really rule the world. Yeah, and that ain't no Donald Trump, Barack Obama, Tony Blair, or even Putin. You're talking about the real people. Mike Maloney. Let's deal with Okolie, boring boxer. What's the ritual he's done? Right. So one of my funds has sent me some information and timestamps on some videos. And Okolie, I don't know why, but they're really creepy. I'm gonna do a video on them when I got time, and he's clearly been programmed to MK Ultra. He suddenly has a few weird meltdowns over random thing. And what's the guy's name? Sugar Hill is an agent of some description, because he does these weird things. He says these weird words to Okolie, and he snaps out. It's just bizarre, man. Anyway, yo. Oh no, this pussy, yo. Look at this idiot, man. Yo, Jaden Anthony, yeah, from the YB owns you, mate, innit? I don't care about the YB, bitch. He copied. What people don't understand is that guy's a plagiarist and a fraud and a liar, and he works for the Vampire Squid. Now, I had 2 old channels, right? And all he did was copy them. Right? He copied like he used to take the piss and present them like a rude boy, a bit like now, but he just copied all that. He used to send Sam Stroller, used to own his channel, so he sent him some stuff. Oh, can you do a little video on this for me? And I'll give you a big up, which he didn't. Yeah, he's a scumbag. He just copies stuff. But one of my funds did a little video that I actually put up on my channel about how he copies people, and he just, like the outlaw pugilist, he copies the content. He's a scumbag. He bought a channel which had loads of subs. He's bought further subs. Now, my stuff's purely organic. And fuck him, I don't give a fuck about your white bitch. I might do another video on the pussy hole. Alex Bellotti in the house. Good to see you. We'll wash your bum. Frank can be cancelled this week for lack of tickets. I don't think so. I think it's too late now. I think they're just gonna take that loss, man. You know, maybe Eddie Hearn talking to GayJ and say, "Look, blood, you know, we're gonna have to halve your purse, man." I don't know, man. Oh yeah. Alex Bellotti says, "Oh, sorry, I just thought that." Yeah, this is my man. So Inversion says to Jaden Anthony, the YB arse licker. The YB doesn't get many views. He's just a fucking idiot. He's like a daily star of boxing channels. Just bullshit, made up stuff, unfunny. You know, oh, I got to boost up the YB's coin. He's such a plum. Oh look, Jaden Anthony has to be a YB alias account because also that on the old channel. No, when Sam Stoll was running, I've seen loads of aliases of him, right? He uses loads of aliases, but he let slip a couple times. It was him. Look, this is obviously him, Jaden Anthony, pussy. Inversion. He gets more views than this Don, isn't he? That's one of his stupid phrases. Yeah, because he buys them, you fucking idiot. And you got fucking morons like you watching it, you fucking rascal, pussy hole. That's what. You know, he buys it. They're not real, you fucking idiot. Blood clot. Thank you, my boy Lee Wood. I mean, I don't know why I couldn't remember. Sometimes I feel like I'm losing my mind, man. Warrington would beat Lara in the third fight, says Lee to us. Lara's just waiting to be exposed. Lee Wood was given a lesson in the fight before he caught my lucky punch. I don't wholly agree with that. I mean, I do agree that Lee Wood was boxing very well, but there was something dangerous about Lara. I don't know about lucky punch. Lee Wood seems a bit fragile. He boxed really well against Kanzu, but Kanzu was not that good. Oh look, Jaden. Oh yeah, the YB is the go, innit? He's a the greatest batty man, the greatest fraud of all time. He's a fucking idiot. Anyway, hi YB. I noticed that's your alias, you pussy hole. How is it working for the Vampire Squid, the most dishonest company in the world that wraps its tentacles around any company instead of sucking blood out of it? It sucks out all the money and spits out the cargo. You're a liar. I'm going to ring you. I'm going to ring you at work. I was going to do that, you know. I'm going to ring you at Goldman Sachs, man. How about that, you fucking idiot? And I'm going to record it too, you bummer clerk. Inversion, yeah, I agree. He goes, what is YB? Jen Anthony is YB. You should just put at YB. Been doing. He's just been making some. He's just a plum. I don't care. I mean, the people that watch him are fools. You know, they're like idiots. You know, he just said boosting up a coin, or he said Mad Donny. That's really funny. Or he just copied everyone else's videos and comments. He's a fucking clown. Oh, okay, I'll give you one more. YB would box up, Chip will be. Let's be real. He would hit with the left hook from the gods. Oh, you're so funny. You're definitely YB because your jokes are so whack. Yeah, I did a video of YB and I got some footage of him boxing. He's fucking terrible. He tried to be a boxer. He was a swimmer, weren't he? He's the great black swimming hope. And then he didn't get very far, but he got a lot of press because he's brown. And then Smixler's nose breathes. I don't know why. It's because of this, man. It's pushing flattening my nose. But anyway, yeah. And then so he tried to take up boxing, YB, but he was a pussy. He can't box. You can see he's a chinlet. He's got no chin. You know, he got hurt in the gym sparring. He's like, you know what? I'm not going to do this. I'm going to suck Goldman Dak uncircumcised cack. Anyway, that's enough out of you. I don't want to talk to you, pussy hole anymore. Who wins the boxing match? Fred West against Sutcliffe. Well, I think that Fred West is dead, so he hasn't much of a chance. Yeah, Lee, Manny Packs, PDs were ridiculous. Yeah, goodbye, Jaden. I don't want to see your stupid questions, you pussy hole. Sorry, YB, I mean. Also, the YB. All the YB does is slag off GayJ. Yeah, and like I said, I had two old channels from way back before the YB, and I was one of the first channel to say Joshua's a batty hole, a batty man, and we'll go on about him and all that, right? So he's kind of stole that. Oh, yeah. And the other one, you know, he just steals content. He's a fucking idiot. I don't watch him, so I actually don't know what he does. I don't know what he does. I did a few times. I'm like, why does anyone watch this? Unsubscribed. And then people started talking about him, so I resubscribed. I was like, he's still whack. Still whack, man. So what we got here, man? Just go away, Jen, and stop. I'm not gonna read out your pussy. Sorry, I mean YB. Just stop. Fucking, I'm not gonna read your. Oh, YB's great, isn't it? All right, Black Uncle Tom's. I haven't heard from you, blood. Chubby, how's your fasting going? You should try these lives regularly. You're dropping some good ones. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Fasting. I'm not joking. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm eating well. I'm cooking for myself. It took me a few days to recover, because I either get my drink on serious or I don't drink. There's no in between. So at the moment, yeah, it's going great, man. It's easy. I even go to the pub sometimes and have a soft drink because I feel disgusted by drinking. I know it'll come back, but whatever. I do it out of boredom mostly, but yeah, it's going fine, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Because it's gymnastics, Sugar Hill is a winner. There's something very creepy about him, and he's very, very, very zesty, as they say. Have you ever seen the Britney Spears MK Ultra vids? No, but obviously she has been MK Ultra. I haven't. I'll have a look. Without further ado, yeah, the white bitch works for Goldman Sachs. For fuck's sake. When I exposed him, right, all his boyfriends or aliases, sock pupper accounts, started going, oh, he doesn't really work for Goldman Sachs. He left. He was just an apprentice. I go, yes, he does. I have checked. I've checked on LinkedIn. I have checked. I found articles about him and little on forums talking about trading. Shut up. He's a pussy. I was going to ring him up. I'm going to ring him up, actually. I'm going to ring him up. I don't know which office he works for, but I'll fucking find out. I'll ring that pussy all up and leave him a message. Hello, can I speak to Miles Crouch Anderson, which is his name? And the other thing, he never shows his face. Right? I know I don't, but the point is, he and then I said, I'm going to expose you. I know who you are. I know, Miles Crouch Anderson laughing. He was so worried. So he's like, oh, shit. He started to show his face, but now he wears dark glasses. Kind of, again, he's just copying Triple B. I really saw him off. No, man, you're Miles Crouch Anderson. You're a pussy hole. All right, you work for Goldman Sachs as a data analyst, the vampire squid, stealing money, sucking money from individuals and companies. Yeah, you have no morals, and then you pretend I'm really poor. I need some coin. I'm on universal credit, stealing from your gullible, stupid, viewers, or just idiots, man. Whilst you're buying fake views, fake subs. I'll knock your brown ass out too. Yeah, unoriginal jokes, says Dice Farrell. Yeah, that's right, man, because he copies other people and he does a worse job. Dice Farrell says, Tony Miles Anderson, get the fuck off this video. Tony Miles Anderson is Miles Crouch Anderson's dad. He married this hideous, ugly, wrinkled coal burner and produced Miles Crouch Anderson, the black hope of swimming, who never got anywhere. And he was, you know what? You see, all these big companies got diversity, targets to hire a certain amount of lesbian or black, whatever. And that Miles Crouch Anderson, not only was he pushed swimming because he was brown, and there's not a lot of black swimmers, brown swimmers, but he was given a diversity hire at Goldman Sachs because Goldman Sachs was very white and Semitic, let's say. Right? And so they wanted a couple of brown faces. So that's the only reason he's got the job. He's a fool, man. Anyway, I'm going to call him up next week. He talks boxing. YB is the worst boxer I've ever seen. Porky would KO him in 10 seconds. Exactly. So Jaden Anthony, a.k.a. Why Bitches Sock Popper account, Tony Miles Anderson. What's your mama called, by the way? She is one rough dog, right? There's a picture of on his Instagram of him with his mother. She's so rough. Like, she looks like she smoked like 80 a day from the minute she dropped out her mum's cracked out pussy hole. Yeah. And and yeah, it's just some rough old dog, man. I mean, imagine having to sleep with that thing and then coming out with the white bitch. I'd like to see Michael Maloney in the house. I'd like to see Emperor Michael box Sonny. Yeah, Michael goes in against some good fighters, man. He got no fear for that. Let's see, box Sonny. Yeah, I don't know how much Michael weighs. So I'd say maybe 11 stone, maybe. Tyson Fit, aka is great to YB. I've probably been touched up by some swimming coach. Yeah, without further ado, says YB used to suck off GayJ until GayJ lost the YB's coins. Yeah, that's right. Put a big bet on him to beat Usyk. That shows you how much he knew about boxing. He put a big bet using his shekels from Goldman Sachs on GayJ. Usyk won, so he would have had like 9-4 on odds, and he lost a lot of money. He started crying. He's brown, he's mixed, isn't he? But Team Lighty, I think he used to call himself. I reckon Emperor Michael should breed with Ebony Bridges. Oh, vomit. Come on, what do you want? He is 10 times funnier than you, though. Let's be real. That's why he's more successful. I just told you, you fucking idiot. I know you're either white bitch, Miles Crouch Anderson, or you're Tony Miles Anderson. You fucking idiot. You couldn't possibly be anything else because you're obsessed. So, hello, white bitch, you ugly fucker. You chinless wonder who can't fight. 10 times funnier than me. Is that what we think? Ask the people here, they're 10 times funnier than me. Let's be real. That's why he's more successful. I told you why he's got more subs and views, because he bought a channel with 22,000 subscribers, which have proof of. And then, because when it started, it had other videos that were not done by him. And now he's deleted those because after I called him out, stitching, you're a fucking idiot, man. And then what else did he do? He bought additional views. He spent his golden shekels on buying views, more subscribers. So that's why his numbers are better, because he buys them, you fucking idiot. I don't need. Go away, YB. Sort your own fucking life out, Miles Crouch. I'm going to give you a phone call next week, blood. I know we can chat, you pussy hole. Yeah. We will all get old one day, yeah. And you know what? Have you seen Platoon? Platoon, a good film. Although, like most Hollywood films, it's slightly fraudulent in some way. And they have an agenda, but all the nasty guys are all white, aren't they? Bunny and stuff like that. But Sergeant Barnes, yeah, of course, he's white, and all the brothers are all real nice. And all the rapists are white as well. I mean, it's come on, blood. But yeah, so it's got Sergeant Barnes, and his friends are called Red O'Neill. Red O'Neill. He's the one who goes when the like lieutenant comes out. He goes, "Hey, playing cards, guys," and they're like, "Are you joining us, lieutenant?" He goes, "Nah, wouldn't want to get great by you guys." And Red's quite funny. He goes, "Why is that, LT? What are you saving up to be? Jewish?" And he is Jewish, obviously. The guy is really uncomfortable when he goes away. And he goes, yeah, that is one sorry piece of shit. Do you think he'll make it? Anyway, so Red later on goes up to O'Neill. O'Neill goes up to Sergeant Barnes and goes, "I got a real bad feeling." He wants to get out of the last battle. He's a bit of a coward, right? Like, who wouldn't be? You don't want to fight in Vietnam for some fake war. Yeah, I wouldn't. That's why I almost. Muhammad Ali's like a setup, but if it was real, I would have respected his decision. But and he's like, "Oh, son, come on, Barnes, I got a real bad feeling about this one, man. I thought I might be able to get on the job." He goes, "Nah." He goes, "I need every swinging dick here in the field." He goes, "But I think I gotta die. I got a bad feeling." He goes, "Everybody gotta die someday, Red." That's it, man. Everybody gotta die someday, Red. Yeah, it was a bit of a tangent. YB's one's epitome of wrinkles. More wrinkles again. I mean, she's so rough. She looks like an old packet of crisps. He's scrunched up, man. He seems to have gone now. Anyway, look, I made these, right? This is. I'm going to do a little puppet show. Right? It's GayJ, isn't it? Yeah, it's good, isn't it now? Because I can go around in America. And you'll get me. I can go to the mall, have a coffee with my friend, Heine. Yeah, bro. What's up? Hey, it's great. I love you, innit? Yes, blood. How are you going, innit? Do you want me to do that thing you like, fam? Oh no! Oh, Anthony, not here, bruv. You like it, though, innit? Look, I'll take you home and I'll smash all over the gap when we get home, right? But this is America. You get arrested about, "Oh, hi, man, you make me laugh, innit, fam? I love you, blood." Yeah. Heidi. Oh, hello, Heidi. Remember me? I'm Leon. Oh, hello, Boo Boo. What are you doing here, innit? Oh, Mr. Side Piece now is the main piece now, and he thinks he's all that. No. You're. I had to show my head, but no, but listen, brother. Look, it's. I don't want you back, Anthony. I don't want you back, Anthony. I've gone on to bigger and better things. My boyfriend's called Raj, and he's an entrepreneur. And that 5 mil you gave me, so that I wouldn't go and talk about our batty business, I've invested it. What do you know about that, Heine? He hasn't given you any money. Me and Anthony was special. Yeah, well, yeah, leave it out in it. Allow it, Skins. Fuck this. They should have a big orgy together like that. Fucking church, fucking brains out, man. Fucking pussy old batty mans. Anyway, yeah, so, now Skins is gone. Ooh, I don't need you in it. I'm moving on to big things, blood. Leaving Heine. And you know that GayJ is the bottom, isn't he? So it'll be more like this. Later that night. Oh. Yeah, who's your champ, GayJ? You fucking batty man. Give it me, Heine. Give it me. Oh. I can feel you, man, testing you. Fucking shut up, you so-called fake tough guy. Pussy. Oh. That were good, innit? That were good, blood. Fucking batty man. I'm sorry, wasn't that funny, but yeah. No, what's going on? Let's go on. Let's go back to this, man. Yeah, I'm getting rinsed by Jay. Oh, fuck off, Jaden. Do you know what? Like, because I don't do no blocking, but he's right. Jaden Anthony. Hang on. I mean, what? You ain't a normal poster because you would have gone away by now. You know that's the YB. Everyone knows you're the YB. I want to check out this camera. You are Miles Crouch Anderson. What's he over? And you're a fag. And your mother is ugly as shit. Ugly. Oh, fuck this. Right. There's your message, pussy hole. Okay. Skins. Yeah. Skins will win. YB. Oh, shut up, man. Shall I ban him? I don't want to get rid of him, man. But you add nothing to the conversation. Inversion. Why do Jewish Twitter accounts pretend to be white and trash other people? Well, I think we both know that. It's part of the illusion, part of the game. Getting a bit tired, yeah. All right. Lee Fox says, YB, let's do a number on YB, Jade, and Bit. I mean, I would do some more videos on this prick. Well, I haven't even watched him. I don't even know. I'd forgotten about the idiot. Some of your viewers are funny, Lord. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Time him out. Okay. Yeah, I might as well time him out. I mean, it's just you're not adding any value, man. You're embarrassing yourself, right? You're embarrassing yourself. You're not funny. You're a plagiarist. You work for the Rabbi Squid. You're a liar. You come on the live pretending you're not white, bitch. I haven't even spoken about you. You're a fucking idiot. You can't fight. Your mother's a dog. The skin of I don't know. She's the skin of a 150-year-old woman. And there's pictures of YB with his mum. I thought it was his girlfriend. You're probably a batty man too. I've never seen him with any women. There's loads of pathetic pictures on his Instagram of him raving with his boys. Never any women. He never got any women, only men. That's why I like GayJ so much. Lee talks boxing. YB looks like AKA Skins in his new video. Yeah, he does a spitting image of AKA Skins, a fruity little fucker. Where is that one that I had? What's that puppet thing? Yeah, the puppet show didn't really work. I hadn't thought of anything to say. Yeah, this is the white bitch. He looks like AKA Skins. Fucking pussy hole. Yeah, now so far I've made £5 out of this live. Yeah, well, I tell you what, hey, white bitch, I know you're still listening, Jaden. Why don't you give me a cash out, man? Give me some of that coin. Give me some of that coin you're earning from the vampire squid. Have I reached anyone? You know, I'm not here for the money necessarily. But anyway, what else got good? Lee, GayJ tops the YP. Probably, but GayJ's always the bottom. But you know, he's got underdeveloped genitals, GayJ. You know, he's like intersex with some kind of weird thing there because he's always the bottom. He was caught. Someone went in the toilets at the Hangout Club, and GayJ, they didn't lock the toilet and opened the door, and they saw GayJ on his knees, blowing AKA Skins. I mean, this is written. Yeah. Dyson Ferry says, "Well, I'd be so be it. Even GayJ tops him. He'd like it as well." Right. Wrong. Without further ado, protects YB trying to become Skins to get GayJ back on the wins. I mean, someone showed me a picture. They passed me a picture. Look, he looks just like AKA Skins. He does. But this is the weird thing. Not only does he look just like AKA Skins, right? But he looks like a more feminine version of AKA Skins. And considering how fruity, you know, Skins is, I mean, that's frightening, man. I bet Tony Crouch Anderson is really gutted because his only son, Miles Crouch Anderson, is not going to have any children because he's a batty man. And I don't want to talk about no YB. Let's talk about boxing or red pill. Thoughts on Vidal Riley v Tommy Fury. Is it happening? Is it happening? I mean, I'm not that interested. I'd rather be gay than a G. Chris Schubeck either. Yeah, he would say that because he already knows he's a batty man anyway. Yeah, blood clot. You know, like batty men are the most promiscuous things ever, and they're always cheating on their, you know, batty friends and whatnot. Sorry, bro. Would you beat Sonny Edwards in a boxing match? Yeah, of course I would, man. I'm almost 16 stone. I'd have to, I'd have to go and train. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, as soon as you got hit, you go over. I'm 6'1" and 16 stone. Of course I'd beat him up. I'm not talking about straight up, I'm talking actual boxing. You can't, you know, if you box in an amateur gym, they will never let a guy, you know, they will say, I box him heavy, I'm a welterweight up to middleweight and light heavyweight, one fight. And even as a welterweight, I sparred with heavyweights, but you're not meant to. But like, you know, the 8 stone, there was one guy who was a light flyweight in the gym or something. You know, they'd never let him spar anyone. You know, he sparred the juniors because they would never let him near anyone who was like fucking even 9 stone. You know, lightweight or whatever, 9.5 stone. He just sparred the juniors. I mean, that's how different they are. Edwards ain't no puncher, man. Oh, come on, man. Be serious, blood. Let's have some boxing questions. Do you reckon Jermaine Franklin will wear a bra? Someone told me he's getting better. Oh, no, that was Eddie Hearns. It's probably a line. So, yeah, I don't think he will, but he should. He could borrow his bra off, what's it, Jarrell Miller. Base, do you have any batty friends? Yeah, Sam Stroller. He talks boxing. I think I'd like to have seen Klitschko use Povetkin tactics to beat. I think I would have to use Klitschko use Povetkin tactics to beat Sonny. Yeah, he's a killer, man. He's a killer. You got to lean on him and all that. Take away his strength and power. Yeah, that was a disappointing fight. I really like Povetkin, and I thought he had a good chance to beat GayJ. That's probably GayJ's best performance, to be honest with you, knocking out Povetkin. To be honest, you know, Povetkin was not elite, but he's a good fighter. Tommy's ducking Vidal. I haven't followed that really, bro. I haven't followed that. Would he beat Josh Taylor in a street fight? Josh Taylor is a light. What is he? A light welter, yeah. So he probably had 2 stone, a stone and a half on top of that in the street. So he'd be about 11 stone, let's say, 11.5 stone. I reckon he'd be quite violent, Josh Taylor. You know, you can see because he's angry, isn't he? He's not the biggest punch in the world. I mean, I'm out of shape now, and I never wait. I don't know, man. I don't know. And street fights don't really work like that. Who would you beat in a street fight? Street fights go like that. Boom! So, bam! Someone's hit you in the fucking head, and then you're on, and then some. It's not fair. And then you all got friends kicking me, people in the head. I don't know how many street fights. Most of them are not done a man out, but of all sizes. But I've had some beatings as well, but mainly by groups of guys. You know, but even I've had a beating by one guy. You don't know what's going to happen. You're drunk. You know what's going to happen. Who throws first? I mean that's the thing. But Josh Taylor, I think, would be pretty violent in the street fight. You know, you can see he's got that edge. He'd probably be, like I said, he'd probably be about 11.5 stone. You know, I wouldn't choose it. I don't know. I'm out of shape now anyway. So yeah, now yes, probably. But you know what? I might hit him with when he was looking away. I might hit him with a piece of something I found on the floor, a weapon or something. You know. He might do the same to me. He might stab me. You know, the what's it called? The Scottish people always like stabbing people. Oh look, that's right. That's what my boy says. And I didn't see that. I just read this from my boy. Some guy Taylor was stabbing. Yeah, they like stabbing up in Glasgow. I mean, in Scotland quite a lot. They like that, man. So, Virgin says, I haven't seen the. Oh, sorry, it's good. I'm not sure. Fury Joyce. Who wins? I do think it's a tough match for both of them, obviously, but he's relentless, Joyce, and very strong. I'm not sure the leaning tactics will work so well for Tyson, but if he boxes well, gets on his toes, I think his speed, his long arms should see him outpoint Joyce. That's my feeling. Who would you fight if you had to fight a world champion in a boxing match? Oh, Sonny Edwards, obviously. I mean, come on. It'd be firstly easy, and secondly, it would be fun. Taylor just checked the seat capacity, 20,000 O2 arena, and still tickets available. That is seriously, yeah. The person must be, yeah, and it's not pay per view. People are bored of GayJ, you know. Yesterday's news. He's had 3 beatings in the last few years. He got smashed up by a fat guy. Fat, pie maker, and embarrassed, humiliated, a huge fat Mexican with pink nipples. Usyk, who was the underdog at the time, just took him to school and almost stopped him in the last round. Even though he's that way by 20 pounds as well. A second fight, the same thing happened, but they all had his face. You remember that pathetic Spencer Oliver? You went within a round of winning against the pound for pound champion. No, he didn't, man. He didn't. He won 1 round at most. People are just bored of him now, you know. People want to see Fury. They did, but some guy goes, Fury would be too occupied for respecting Corey's. Yeah, okay. I like random questions. Joseph and Sopranos and Breaking Bad. It should be. So I watched all the Sopranos. Now it was before I was Red Pill. I don't really watch TV now, but there was actually some Red Pill stuff in that. Funnily enough, the acting was very good. The storylines were quite good. The characters were very good. I really enjoyed it. The Breaking Bad I started to watch. I didn't watch all of it. I bought all of the sets, but I didn't. Definitely Sopranos, but far and away. They're both quite interesting. But like I said, I never got into the Breaking Bad as much as I did the Sopranos. Sopranos had style as well. You know, the Italian thing. That's a super series. Probably the best of them kind of series ever. I'd fight Lara if I had to fight a world champion, easy fight. Yeah, you don't like Lara Lee, do you? You don't rate him at all, man. I think you're a bit hard on him. I'm not saying that you would beat him. I'm just saying he's not as bad as you say, and he is a come forward left hooking maker. Shane Mogger, Sopranos. I totally agree, Shane. How's the Corey blood? How's the Corey? My boy Sun Guy, Sopranos as well. Yeah. Some guy goes, I liked all the Italian words as well, you know. There's Gumars and what's the guy? They had some good actors. What's the guy? Tony's. What's his name? And he's in a lot of memes. Yo, Tony. What's that guy? You know, he's got the grey things on the side. Tell me what his name is again. He's awesome, man. Hey, Tom, they fucking with us, man. You telling me that 6 million? Oh yeah, I can't say any more than that. Yeah, Michael Maloney speaks against Sopranos. I mean, that's unanimous, yo. Loved it when Tony wins. Yeah, Tony died of a heart attack, did he? Lee Front says Duke McKenzie, boxing royalty. You know, did he win 3 world titles at 3 different weights or whatever? I mean, in some ways that's really good, but he was, a flyweight. He boxed someone with Rolando Bohol, who was, some unknown Filipino. Stopped him. And he fought Dave Boy Okolie, and he was meant to roll over him. Okolie won. I like Okolie, I really liked. He was exciting, bit chinny, could punch, a nice moustache. And he beat some other guys. I think he beat Gabi Canizales. I can't remember. He wasn't that exciting. He wasn't that. He's fighting the low weights. The boxing royalty could never be that low weights. There would occasionally be a guy like, Prince Nazim Ahmed, and he started off as a flyweight, but he the power was there, the speed, the accuracy, the charisma, even though he wasn't very intelligent and he was ugly, So he was a featherweight, but, and Barry McGuigan as well. But there's a big story about all that, all the troubles and that. But generally, generally boxing royalty does not come from the lower weights, man. Roasted icons. Do you think Eddie will start begging Fury and Wilder for GayJ for a fight to get Eddie's cash? Calgonis, GayJ has had to give tickets away to the whole LGBT first. I mean, Hearn knows that GayJ is a busted flush and he's going to have to cash him in at some point. It's just about who. And obviously, you can't fight Usyk again. No one care about that. GayJ won 2 rounds out of 24, No one wants to see that. So he has to fight Fury, the only guy who's got a title, or at least Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder will flatten him. Who knows what's happening to Fury? Fury would stand him on his head. But he's going to have to sell him out. Shame. That's right. Tony Sirico, Paulie Walnuts. Yeah, he was great, man. There's some super actors in that. I didn't know. Do you remember when that guy they found out he was a Batman? And they were going, what's the guy called? Christopher. And he's like, yeah. One of the guys telling the story. He goes, what? And you saw this guy get blown by. He goes, no. He goes, I can't remember the guy's name. He goes, no. He was blowing the guy. They're like, what? Anyway, they beat him to death and they stick a thing in his batty hole. Yeah, the mafia don't agree with that kind of thing. But I'd like to rewatch it again. I lost my DVDs. I gave them away to charity or something. Lee says Duke McKenzie's commentary was horrendous. Yeah, it was terrible. I remember he once said, this was an incredible fight. He meant incredible. It's not very difficult to be a commentator, right? It's actually, maybe the main commentator, you got to lead things a bit, but it really isn't that difficult, right? You know a bit about boxing, you got to have confidence and act a bit, okay? And the easiest job in boxing is actually an announcer. It's such an easy job, Big Mo, Big Bell End Mo, TM, David Greenblatt. Michael Buffer, everyone likes him because he's got that phrase, but the amount of money you got paid just for saying, let's get ready to run. He's like, you got a card and you read out a few people's names, and that's it. It's the easiest job in boxing. This is crazy, man. But if you're a co-commentator, it's not that difficult, but they still. It's like they don't want people with quality, like idiots like Johnny Nelson, and Darren Butthead Barker. It's just pathetic, man. I need to have some water. Wait there, blood. Sorry, man. So these guys I was former trainer Leon Willis, called a few YouTuber boxers Jezebel and Harlan. And Natalie Brooks took offense because of plaster. Sorry. I didn't, but I don't even know who Leon Willis is, but he's fucking right, obviously. But KSI's not strictly a real boxer himself, although he's all right. 1 minute. Where's my glasses are steamed up, blood? Get your cash ups out. You're tight-fisted buggers. Okay. Yeah. Accuracy. Yeah, man. I've got that video. I'm gonna have to take down, by the way, all my shorts, and one of them has like 2 million views because I've been told, not yet, but when I have to reapply for monetization, I said, "Oh, you haven't got any extra content here." I mean, they're shorts, but yeah, I put the Nazim Hamid interview. Goes, you've seen it here today, Gary. The punching powers there, the speed, the accuracy. He called me a child, Gary. Now he's going to go home knowing I'm going to be king. Yeah, it's classic. So I love that accuracy. And the other thing is, right, it's a very important part of boxing that a lot of people don't talk about enough. You've got to be able to hit the target. You see guys like some guys have got the tools, but they just don't try to hit the target. And Johnny Fisher's a bit like that. You know, he throws his shots, and they're decent shots for a novice, and you just got no accuracy. You know, timing, accuracy. Sorry, guys. I don't know what you're talking about here. Blood clot. Who would you rate higher an all-time great list, Froch or Hatton? Oh, that is an interesting question. Shit, let's think about it. So Hatton had one titled 2 different weights, so they struggled against the other guy, the Puerto Rican. He got ironed up 3 times, flattened 3 times. 2 of them were the supposed best pound for pounder. Who did he beat? Hatton? Kostya Tszyu was a bit past it, but that was still a good result. Then he got Froch. I'm just thinking, I can't remember the names. Who did he beat? He beat the guys in WSB and shit, didn't he? I'm going slightly Froch. The reason I'm doing that, I think the CV probably is similar. I think Froch because of his chin, and he was very tough. And did Hatton beat anyone in front of 80,000 people at Wembley? I don't think so. I'm giving it to Froch. You know, you could say, oh, his best win is George Groves. No, he wouldn't say that's the best one. That's his most well known. George Groves is basically an upper level British fighter. LD Phillips, a bunch of YT boxers are harlots. Good for Leon speaking to you. I agree with that. Hopefully, Inoue gets rescheduled. I think it has been. It's not a massive injury, apparently, for Inoue. So I think it has been rescheduled for May, if I'm not mistaken. I'm looking forward to that fight. You know, let's see if Inoue can manage to beat that slick black boxer. But the main thing is he's moved up in weights. And as I said, Japanese are very fair, very, very, very fair in scoring fights. The fairest nation. So, you know, if he wins, they'll give him the decision, you know. Lee Fox talking about Mark Kaler. Mark Kaler misunderstood. I know you're referring to, I'm not sure, but Mark Kaler was a tough fighter. I never thought he'd get to world level, but he was some good value. He knocked out Errol Christie, RIP. Errol Christie in a big grudge match. I've got to read this out. Roasted icons. Slurping silicons reminding me of Vito. Ah, that's the guy, Vito, in the gay bar with that muggy GayJ. Yeah, Vito is the guy that gets caught. And he gets caught by one of the guys. He's like, what are you doing? He goes, why are you wearing this shit? He's like, oh, it's just a joke. Sopranos was good, man. I might even watch it again. Sopranos, he was in the club, the Bay Club. That's right. Yeah, he got busted in the Batman Club. Yeah, Lee Talks Boxing still here, my boy. Who wins big movies? David Diamante bombs away. Now, David Diamante's 6'9". Yeah, he's already lost an arm, but come back from it. Yeah, he's been paralyzed in a crash. He was once a bouncer at a Chicago nightclub, and he turned all the gangsters away. He's a very tough man. He saved about 100 lives at 9/11. Tough man. Big Mo's very big. Big Mo's basically a Chad, or he would be if he wasn't such a dickhead, you know. But he's very tall. I don't like saying it, but he's good looking, not homo, and he's square jawed, but he's a dickhead with his Big Mo TM. And that's the easiest job in the system. But in reality, Greenblatt's a fraud, and obviously Big Mo would have. I think he played American football, so he has to win that, man. Salmon Hill. I'm still asleep from the Okolie fight. Good to see you back, Joby. Be safe. Thanks, brother. Yeah, man. I mean, if you really can't get to sleep, put on a Lawrence Okolie fight. Taylor says Michael Buffer is a child. What do you mean, child friend? I don't know what you mean by that, bro. Rewrite that. Who's your favorite announcer? I like Jimmy Lennon Jr. Yeah, he's a bit dry. He looks weak, doesn't he, Jimmy Lennon Jr.? You know, he looks like the kind of nerdy guy in the office who no one quite knows well, and he's not really any fun on Nights Out. And yeah, I don't particularly like. I don't like any of them. No, I'll tell you who I do like. Why do they never get British announcers? Right? Why not? Why they always got to get all these Americans like Greenblatt and fucking Big Mo and shit? Why can't you get a British guy? The British guy called John McDonald. John McDonald. Yeah, I liked him. He was funny. he couldn't remember. He couldn't remember Paul Smith's name in a fight, right? How can you forget Smith, man? And he also hadn't written the card. He goes, and I can't remember who he was fighting. Someone like George Groves. I don't know who it was. I can't remember. And he goes, and the left corner fighting out of Liverpool. His record is Paul. Rah! You go look on YouTube. It's fucking funny. But yeah, I like John McDonald. I don't know if he's still around, but yeah. Oh, can't we get a British guy, blood? And there's the respect. I'm not saying I miss Adam Smith, but you know, I miss not being able to rinse him out. You know, and what's happening there? Like I said, they're obviously still discussing some severance package because Shalom's the young buck is taking over. They're just trying to go. Do you want us to humiliate you, Adam? Yeah. If you want the full redundancy pay, yeah. Or do you want to and say that you've actually done some inappropriate stuff? Or do you want to accept our offer? That's I just see no one's gonna take on Adam Smith because everyone knows what he's not a popular guy. Right? He's not doing any other sports for Sky, is he? Now, not darts on that. Version. Have you had a new YouTube CEO? No, I haven't. What's it? Tell me about him. Lee talks boxing. If Brooke needs an opponent, I'll take that fight low. Come on, Lee. Come on, man. I thought you was base, man. You'll get some kind of sexual disease, some STD type thing. I hope Charlie comes back and rinses icons. I see his video called Icons of Nonce from yeah, I don't know who the Charlie guy is, but yeah, I mean, the people that complain and get channels taken down just because they've been rinsed, just fucking pathetic, man. Same guy says Frotch all day over Ham. I mean, I think so. He's a weird guy, Frotch, you know that, because he's actually extremely courageous because his nerves are so bad. Yeah? I know someone was on the England squad with him, right? And he used to refuse to spar and start crying. And before fights, he'd be so nervous. That's why he's so freaked out by Groves. He hated it. But still, he went in. He still forced himself to go in and fight tooth and nail. And once he's in there, he's fine. But I kind of admire the fact, and he's a bit odd, isn't he? Frotch. Apparently he's really tight as well, which puts me off. But he's kind of red pilled too. So yeah, I'm back Frotch over Hatton, definitely. Hatton I used to really like watching, but he's pathetic. And you should tell like the Camp Bellin, say, listen, man, he's gone to Eddie Hearn. Yeah, and he's lied. He's trying to help his son, and he wasn't much in Camp Bellin's life, by the way, because this was just a one night thing. Yeah, he didn't go out with Camp Bellin's mum. He got pregnant, didn't it? But he helped out his son, so he went up to Eddie. He goes, "Hey, all right, Eddie. My son Camp Bellin wants to go pro, and I thought he could come with you and would have buoyed him up because Eddie don't know shit about boxing. That's the reality. Remember that. He's great at marketing and talking and his image and all that. You don't know shit about actual boxing. He might know business and marketing, but not boxing. Even though he's like apparently a killer super heavyweight prospect as an amateur liar, but he so Ricky was like, hey, you got to take on me son Campbell, and he better than I were at his age. He's only had 30 fights, but he better than I were at his age, and you're going to be popular. He's going to get even more fans than me. You know, he talked her into taking him on, and then they saw how bad he was, and now they don't know what they're going to do with him. He obviously paid some big signing fee for this idiot. Remember, he used to push him like I said, he was in front of Bivol on the bill, and his second fight, and now they realize how bad he is, and he's been sold a pig in a poke herd. Right? But he wants his money back, so they're going to try and get him into some kind of fight. Try and make him bum, and eventually put him against a half decent guy with a bit of a name. Maybe even pay. I mean, or maybe undercard or a pay-per-view card. But I don't understand. Ricky and Matthew, Matthew Hatton and Ricky's brother couldn't punch. He was, but he had a great chin. He would never stopped. When he stopped on a cut, I think he fought Canelo. Am I tripping? I think he fought Canelo. Went the full distance. Matthew and both Matthew's is training, but these guys, they're real boxing guys, and they were good boxers. Matthew lacked a bit of power, but Ricky was world class, and they know they're looking at a pig in a poke. They know he can't fight. I mean, I always think they're cool. Hey, look, Campbell, and one of the mistakes I look. This is not your game, blood. You're going to get hurt badly as soon as you step up. Do you really want to do this? But they're stuck now because now he's a known boxer. I mean, I think maybe they'll just like go, look, won't take any risk with him. You won't get hurt, and then we'll cash him in or something like that. But you should go tell him to take up golf. It's not too late to take up golf, Campbell, and he's young, isn't he, that idiot? Joseph says, Lito's boxing French because he fought women in front of 80,000 people. Yeah, and Mayweather knows that now. Virgin Sears, my least favorite basketball. Oh, that was an early question. Jay Moran. I don't know. So he's very rich. He's ruining his career. What's got gangster? I beating up some. I'll look into this guy. I don't know who he is. I mean, like I said, I don't really follow basketball now. Yes, someone give me some money. It's 3:33. I know this is Shane Bongos, but did you write me a message, fam? Hang on. Right, Shane Bongos, thank you, brother. Always there with the money. You're very generous, blood. You must be like, I did a spreadsheet who were the top boys, and there's about 5 jostling for the position. I need to do a video on that. Anyway. 4, I like young women of all races. Today, I like women of all races, says Shane Bongos. Oh, I know, Somalians, all that. I know. You like the pick and mix style thing. Yeah, fine, man. I'm mainly into white women. I am really only into white women, but yeah, man, some people like the pick and mix. You get me? I had my buffet, the premium buffet. Well, premium and I were greedy, but it was the European buffet. Believe that. Although I did do a couple pieces of oil drilling, like Caleb Plant. Who's this guy? I've got to check him. Jay Moran. I've never even heard of this guy, but I will check him out. So who's he been beating up, man? Who's he been beating up, this idiot? Couple of times at 8,000 in front of George Crump at Wembley. I like what you did there. Dyson Ferry admits to being a cokehead. I think we know, man. And if you watch my video or my short, it's got 2 million views. I mean, think about how many people that was shared on WhatsApp a lot, right? 2 million views, right? Of Monday. If he doesn't sound by Monday, he's off his nut gurney. And I put that up. I mean, 2 million people. The number of people that's brought to YouTube just to have a look that day, and that translates into sales. The more people you have visiting, the more. But no, apparently it's not good enough. They're just whatever. Wilson Ackles, you rate high Calzaghe or Froch? It has to be Calzaghe for me as well. I mean, I don't even need to discuss that really. Vito getting caught in the Batman's club was funny. Yeah, Vito comes to a sticky end, blood. Michael Maloney, Vito caught by Finn sucking. And at the beginning, they thought like the security guy was sucking off Vito, and he goes, no. Vito was sucking off the security. Whoa! Yeah, blood clot. When you're at the bottom, man, it's way worse. I mean, you don't want to be either, right? You're either Batman or ain't, man. Fucking blood clot. It was better job. Harold Shipman or Larry? I mean, Larry Holmes had a better quality of opponent, Jerry Cooney and people like that. Howard Shipman, his jab is super, and he usually end business with one jab. He'd knock you out with one jab, but he's fighting old women, so I'd say evens. Dyson Frey says, does Sam Stroller get pounded by Ben Shalom? No. I mean, they might do, because sometimes, especially in the community, but mainly Sam Stroller likes brown men, especially muscular brown men. That is the rumor. That is the rumor, my man. Something very weird happened there, by the way. Now, I'm being serious now, right? If you look at the case, right, the woman refused to answer any questions. She's trying to find a kid. No questions. First call was to a PR agent. The two people that were spotted there with a woman were identical to the Podesta brothers. There was nearby was Clement Ford, a well-known non. There's so much weird stuff there. And then Podesta, he worked for Clinton, right? Some PR role or something, or some strategist, and someone hacked his Gmail, and the day Madam McCann disappeared, right? Every single email had been wiped. There's so much weird stuff going on there, man. And very, very odd, very creepy, and yeah, she's surely. Shilikov's not from Newcastle, as he claims to me. I don't care about shit. I honestly just can't believe how people could watch that idiot, man. It's really. Lee says, "Well, I didn't mean that. I mean, I would actually be her opponent on the Misfits." Oh, you mean bash her up? Okay. Whoa, that's getting wild, blood. I thought you meant like, Oh, thank you. Well done for putting me straight, man. Next thing you'll be telling me you want to be get hold of Jordan Plant. Hatton's cuckold, yeah, Gib Mars thing. Reese, Froch is based though too. Yeah, that's why I said he is quite based. Actually, he is quite based, and he's definitely not, an Illuminati pawn. You get those people that are fake based, like that idiot Russell Brand, David Icke, that control the opposition. But I think Lee's genuine, yeah, because now they try and control every single sportsman actor. Back even recently, they would only be the top dogs. They didn't. But now they seem to want everyone. And then CEO, this is of YouTube, Neil Mohan, some Indian guy, who is worse than Susan. He's probably not going to make you a YouTube better. It's still a corporate shill website. Yeah, I mean, don't expect anything to change. Something big has to happen. It's on my Google anyway. It's no way, man. No way. I used to work for a big company, right? A real big company back in the day. And with Indians, right? You get it all the time, right? So they hired an Indian guy, quite a senior position in America. And what did he do? Every single person he hired was also Indian, and some of them were so incompetent. I was on the phone, and I said, no. The strategy, and is purely about sales, selling units. Oh, what did it depend? What you're a business. And I was like, but I've just told you what the goals are. These are the goals of the company we work for, is to shift units. No, it depends what you're a business model. I was like, fucking hell, man. You just don't even know what you Anyway, the guy got fired after a year. They're so incompetent, man. Obviously, they're cheaper, but it's weird because you get an Indian and you'll hire a bunch of other Indians. Bell-End Hatton is worse than Anthony Farnell. Oh, blood clot. Far worse. At least Farnell could punch a bit, and he had some funds, unlike Camp Bennett. Yeah, I mean, Camp Bennett is. If you're going to call someone a prospect, he's one of the worst I've ever seen. Unless you count Max Jenkins as a prospect, then you got big problems, blood. Some guy, Karl Malone, the mailman, is the worst basketballer. He knocked up a 13-year-old. Wow, I didn't know that. Like I said, I used to like Larry Legend, man. He was awesome, but he's number 33, right? The great Larry Bad Jersey 33. And we all know what that means, man. So that was disappointing. Chubby, have you seen Porky punching Herbert? Yeah, man. He's extremely frightening. He's got a very, very unorthodox overhand, right? Scary. Kelbrook, we Mafia out in Sheffield. Yeah, couldn't stop him, though. Mafia never got stopped, except on a cut. Technically he got stopped twice. Because he got disqualified in one fight, which isn't really a stoppage, but it can count. as inside the distance, and on a cut. David Weir or Keir or something. I was checking this the other day. That's the only reason I remember. But Matthew had a good chin, yeah. But he couldn't punch. So you guys said, I like the Latinas. Yeah, but the thing is that a Latina can differ. I mean, like Cameron Diaz is a Latina, technically. Cameron Diaz from Cuba. Yeah. You could say Giselle Bundchen is well, you know, she's from Brazil, right? Or is it Argentina? Whatever. You could say she's Latina, but she isn't. She's Bundchen. She's originally from Germany, but it's a bit different. And then you get the, you could get. I'm trying to think. And then you got, the Jennifer Lopez type standard Latina girl, or the girls that Ryan Garcia gets hold of. I mean, who are attractive. I don't like no big ass like J-Lo, but and then you get, then you can get some shabu. You get the real African looking Hispanic. So a Latina is kind of like, it doesn't tell you much. I mean, the classic Latina look is the dark hair, kind of pretty-ish girl. They get fat though, don't they? Don't they age badly? They beans and stuff, and yeah, I don't know, man. But I can understand. It's not for me, man. I like the white women's. I like the white women's with the blue eyes. So Larry Holmes fucks up shit. Yeah, unless if Shipman can land that first jab, yeah, and then it's game over for Larry. But I think Holmes probably wins. But it's Howard Shipman's one shot away from finishing Larry. Same guy, Pizzagate guy, Podesta. Yeah, I did some. I don't really. I could talk about it. I did some serious investigation. It was like a community people investigation, man. I don't know stuff that I hadn't seen, but I'm not saying that I changed anything because so many people were on it. But like, there was nothing as weird as that, and nothing happened. It was real in the sense that all the evidence there was real and the weird stuff, but no bodies were found. And without bodies or without witnesses or people coming forward, nothing happens. And that's it. Lee Talks Boxing talk about Jordan Plant. Is probably very depressed about a man getting a beating. Yeah, because she wants to buy some more gold for it. She seems to be fairly nice, and they've had a kid, but he didn't get. I know he got beaten really, and he brought home some money, man. Jordan Plant was a second-rate, TV presenter or something. Sam Sorrell likes Latinos. Yeah, he likes Ryan Garcia especially. Lee again. I bet Porky's more lethal on the bag in 1994. I know what kind of bag you're talking about. And the foil. I think that as well. Yeah, man. My boy. So I haven't seen Tony Bree. Steve the Nugget Davis with Steve, interesting Davis. You know what? So this is a good example of what PR is about and how it can mislead people, right? So Steve Davis was, Mr. Interesting. He's so boring. In actual fact, his personality can be very amusing. I've heard people that knew him and interviews actually can be quite amusing. They thought no, but he looked like a washed out, boring accountant, right? So they played the boring thing, and you go, yeah. To be honest, you got adverts out of it and stuff, sponsorships. But actually, he was actually quite a witty guy, apparently. Yeah. So I had a snooker joke. What is it? I don't know if it's worth saying. No, it's too gross, man. It's sexual. I'm not going to say it, man. It's something about potting the pink or the brown. I ain't saying that, man. It's a Steve Davis joke, All right, that's it, right? It's whack, right? So this man's in the pub. Steve Davis is there. He's like, I'm going to take you on. Take on, Steve. He's like, if I win, I want you to give me 10 grand. Right? And Steve's like, what do I do if I win? He's like, well, you can shag my wife. There she's over there. She's nice. Hey, blah, 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 blah. It's a shit joke, by the way. In the end, Steve Davis wins. So the wife gets up on the pool table on all fours. Steve's like, the guy else is like, well, what are you doing, man? Steve goes, I'm trying to work out whether I want to go for the pink or the brown. Yeah, I thought it was disgusting and not very funny. Anyway, but I was a kid when I heard that joke, so I thought it was highly amusing. But now I just think, that's pathetic, man. Prince Andrew's releasing a new book. Is he really? The Adventures of Pump S. I was like, I assume I'm joking, man. I mean, you got to fade away that Andrew. version. Lito's boxing. Elle Brooke is busy in Kingpin boxing tournament. So I hope she takes it. I don't talk about people like Porky was on the skag. Yeah, he was on the bag that skag, but I reckon he pinned it. He pinned it. I don't think he was just on the floor. You get me? Elle Brooke, big up Triple B. A double B. So from double B to Triple, big up. Thank you, bro. We had YB on here earlier on. Alias trying to rinse me out. It was fucking pathetic. John, Manly McCann never existed. The whole thing. So that's also a possibility, but what were they achieving with that side as well? Asking why was it? I don't know, there was just so much involvement of people, high level people. I understand it was a psyop to distract people and get people to say they're still going on about it now. And it was for we think we found a guy who murdered her, and they never do. It's nonsense. But it could still be a psyop, but it still could be a real situation. That's the thing. But you're saying she never existed. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'd be open to that possibility, but I'm not sure. OnlyFans destroys society, no exaggeration. It's definitely one of the tools. It's not the only tool, but it's taking things to a new level of sickness. Lee, also, she won't find into obscurity. The Sims we paying for her OnlyFans. I talk about Elle Brooke. What about Ebony Bitches, man? She must be nearing 40, right? A rough old pig. She'll be looking at the YB's mum soon, and with tattoos and stupid. She can't last much longer. I'm not saying this. This is not happy to say, but surely she's got to commit suicide at some point. No kids, no respect. She won't get much from her boxing career. Doing OnlyFans, stupid tattoos. She's already hit the wall, but she's gonna crash into it in the next few years. And then what? They don't care about her. They'll just think she's some scat. She won't be able to get a job, and she won't be able to get a man. She won't be able to get a kid. I hope that she can get out of this hole she's built for herself, but it doesn't look good, man. Jimmy White was a bit of a nasty. I don't know much about Jimmy White. I know he liked the yayo, though. There we go. Face purple cry. I don't know what you're referring to. Steve liked brown. Ugh, gross. Just gross. No one goes up the batty hole. Look, the batty hole is one of the grossest part of the body, and it's one of the least attractive. Why? It shows a psychological manipulation that people are into that kind of sickness, man. And also to push back to business and degeneracy. Ever need a local bag, bitches? Yeah, man. Like I said in one of my videos, like in the town she grew up in, she's the kind of girl that would have been nailed by everybody in the village and their dads, but no one want to actually go out with her. Any guys OnlyFans on their phone shot, and the women need a beating. I'm serious. In the old days, women need to fear the stick. And they need to be pulled into line. They need a male. They need to. You see what happened to society when women are given a free reign. It's falls to pieces, man. You have to put a towel, Ebony Bridges. No, man, I put a bag, right? But not a paper bag. And not a bag with holes in it, like a proper bag that you can breathe. And I just hold on to it until it gave its final breath. Because the other thing is, what you've got to remember, right? It's not just a woman going on OnlyFans, right, and embarrassing herself. Oh, it's her body; she can do what she wants. NPCs always find some stupid way of legitimizing degeneracy. No. This is a primary school teacher, okay, and they love that. Who's looking after kids' welfare and that before, not now, but teaching them, right? Who is famous only for being a sket, disgusting, tattoos and going on OnlyFans, and she's in the papers all the time, acting like a sket, and her Twitter talking disgusting stuff. Now these young girls will be influenced by her, and I'll be like, oh, I want to be like Ebony Bitches. I want to be like my old teacher, Ebony Bitches. Oh, she's so famous, and she's got all this money, and she's in OnlyFans, and she's a world champion. I want to be like Ebony Bitches. So I want to get my pump out, and that's the influence of sick people like her. Why I've got so much vitriol? Yeah. Shane Moore wants to know if Michael Maloney doesn't like his moles. Got like a constellation on her face, innit, man? She just join it up and make a special tattoo, you know, mate. Oh, I'm really original now. You look at my tattoo, me mouse. Right, Virgin says they're like leeches sucking money off simps. Yeah, and imagine being that simp. The simps and harlots are to blame. The previous version of OnlyFans failed because the site wasn't messed up, and I didn't know that. I would say that's slightly warming, but I mean, I don't know. In the last 10 years, you know, Tinder. I mean, things like Tinder, right? It's a hookup thing, right? Now there was Grinder for the Battymans. That's been going on for years, but they didn't do a straight one because people weren't quite yet that sick, like you said. And then that appeared, and the OnlyFans started appearing more recently. And I mean, girls like that, you know, there were skets back in my day, or you know, but they had so much more morals than this, man. These random girls will link up sober on Tinder, and before you know it, they're getting smashed by. I mean, you know. It's weird, man. You'd think we'd all have well, not we. You'd think there'd be so many STDs, but I don't know, man. Are STDs fake? I know things like genital warts are real, but someone's fake. You know, we were told we'd all be wiped out by the virus with the letters. You know what I'm talking about? What's happened? Well, a few Batman have died, but you know, apparently we were all gonna die. It's another fear thing, isn't it? Like we were gonna, the ozone layer was gonna kill us. Then there was gonna be an ice age. Right, wasn't there? What other things are gonna? Radiation, nuclear war, famine, right? Other viruses, those flus, chicken viruses. There's always a different scare story. You know, we had the most recent one, as you know. Chan got rejected and children like Lola. I haven't seen all of it. He does quite a long thing. What's called lies. I haven't seen something recently. I know. He's doing this thing that's quite clever, actually. He does his lives, and he'll cut them up afterwards in segments, right? So Time Booth exposes a skit or something like that. And so as if it's a separate video, but it's the same content, right? But he gets loads of views for it, loads of comments, because some of his lives are quite long and people haven't seen it. So that will be giving him extra cash money and views and so on without any effort. So that's pretty clever, actually. But you know, on the other hand, I thought, oh, people don't want to see the same thing in two different ways. But actually, I think he's quite clever. Women are users now. Some natural wanted. That's a half finished thing. Some guy Maltese head. You talk about Time Booth. He's not really a Maltese head, is he? Because Maltese. I don't know why he's called that. Maltesers are really round, right? You know, you've seen those those memes where the guy's holding a Malteser. There's some black guy with a shiny dome, and he's not that dark, Time. His head's quite long. He's got hair. I don't understand why they call him Malteser head. He don't look anything like Malteser. You want one of them black guys with a shaved head with a really round head and darker. That's just my opinion. Oh yeah, monkeypox. Nas was fast and so quick. It was like the bouncer Sinclair from Blackpool getting a kidney punch from Sugar Ray Leonard and crumbled. The bouncer Sinclair from Blackpool getting a kidney punch from Sugar Ray Leonard and crumbled. I know who you're talking about. I should do, I think, but I don't. Shane Mongols. She said Maltese head. Oh, what do you mean, the skit or the hoe? Oh, okay. I haven't seen that, so okay. I guess that's where it comes from. But you know what? Time will laugh at himself. He doesn't mind putting up videos where people. And to be honest, no one really rinses him because it's kind of good humor because he, like I said, he was the original. He changed the banter game in boxing, you know, and all the stuff. Back in the day, man, I watched from the first video. I didn't used to follow channels, but I was like, this is original, it's funny. I'd watched him box as well, actually, live. And I was like, this guy's funny, man. Sometimes haters go, oh, you want to be Time? No, I don't want Time Booth. I've always avoided Time Booth, and it's a shame that he's had to be, his channel's not as funny as it was before because he has had to, I think he's bored, but also he's had to pull back on some things. Getting your channel banned is no good, especially when you got like 50,000 subs. But yeah, I mean, he don't mind laughing at himself, you know. Some people are like, you know, someone like Shillercock's got no balls, man. Oh yeah, same guy says that's what the skit called. I didn't see it. Has he made it into a short one? Because I know there was this like Time Booth. He's done Typha. He's done Time Booth talks to I don't know, a couple of girls on a dating site or something. Is it off that one? I haven't looked at it yet. You know, I'm gonna have to eat blood at some point. What is it? 9-12. I think Tan was hurt. He's probably more sensitive than you think. I mean, you know, I think he probably had a difficult, distorted life. You know, the way he tells it, and he has ambition. Truthfully, he would have wanted to be a top level boxer, world champion. But you know, obviously, he didn't sell any tickets there, and he would have now. He probably, you know, he had to go to the you know, opponent's corner, and I think you could have won a British title. I do think that, yeah. You know, I mean, that's what he wanted, right, from the beginning. He saw, you know, he saw the Prince Nazi Mohammed. Do you remember them videos? Because I had the videos. What were they called again? Now I can't remember, but they were cool, man. With the interviews, you know, the speed, the power, the accuracy. You see that left hook, Steve? That's a nice left hook, isn't it? Yeah, that was I did actually want him to get beat in the later stage because he started, like a lot of these guys, they start to piss you off, man. Right, Tyne was coping. Tyne was coping hard after she called him that. Okay, I'll have to watch it, man. You know, everyone's a bit sensitive. I don't, you know, when I was young, you know, being dug out, I hated it, man. You know, you get a bit older, you're like, whatever, I can give it a rat's ass, man. But you know, everyone got. You know, it's the most egotistical guys that get the most hurt. I had this fucking idiot that I used to work with, right? He used to think he was real funny. He's a fat, ugly guy, right? And he used to talk, try and rinse everyone out, right? He can be quite funny at the stages, but he was such an easy target, right? He never had no women either. And if you said something against him, he'd go nuts and he'd almost start crying. You know? And he said, you don't, you know, just stop making a joke. You don't have to come back with anything. I'm like, well, you can't be fucking... You can't give out and not be able to take it, you fat prick. Anyway, he's a loser, man. Never had a woman. And he used to talk about women. And I was like, you've never even had a fucking girlfriend. What are you talking about, you fucking rapist? Anyway. Some guy guesses they're proper low-life scum. It's like Vicky Pollard. Yeah, there's a lot of trash in this country. I mean, there is in a lot of countries. But the thing is that it went from a stage where like working class people would have honor, respect, family values. You know, they'd work hard. And then the families all got broken up, and there's so much. There's such a lack of family values and moral, sexual morals. It's not just a working class, but I'm just saying that. Whereas it was a solid community before, you know, people now everyone's just slagging and scared. You know, posh girls are slags too, but then they're not as open about it. You know what I mean? They don't go on no OnlyFans. You know, I smash loads of posh girls, man, aristocrats even. You know, I like that because you know, it's not. I'm sorry, not now, but nothing like having some real posh, plummy voice. You know, talking, you know, dirty when you're smashing. But I'm not like that now anyway. But yeah, like a posh girl, but. You know, they're civilized and they're well brought up and they're polite. But you know, like anyone, you know, you get a couple of drinks down on somebody, or you're in the bed with your face down your ass up, blood, talking. You know, but it sounds nicer coming out of a posh bird's mouth. Oh, do me, yeah. Oh God, that's so good. Yeah, I used to like that thing. But yeah, I mean, there's that level of chavvy disgustingness now that didn't used to exist. It just didn't exist, man. Scumbags. This is a good question for Virgin. Something I think about. What decade do you think is best? It's difficult, right? Because slowly they'll degrade you. Slowly. That's why the old folk always say things are better nowadays. Oh, you young guys, what you get up to these? Because it's true, but every generation gets degraded a bit more. So it started off with like, you know, what was his name? Elvis Presley. We laugh, or we did laugh. I can't believe they wouldn't show his hips because it was. But then that's when it started in the 50s, mainly with TV and rock music. And then you see these girls fainting and orgasming watching Elvis. You didn't get that before, okay? But the 50s were still considered pretty wholesome. The 60s and 70s, people go, oh yeah, they're all hippies and doing drugs and free sex. It wasn't. It changed a lot, but you know, most people just cracked on with their normal lives and wore slightly longer hair and that. But all that was a CIA operation anyway. You know, they admitted, can't remember what the name is, Mockingbird or something. They infiltrated the counterculture and Rolling Stone magazine. There's loads of FBI and CIA agents on Rolling Stone magazine. It's sort of a psychological operation. They play both sides of the coin. They the conservative Americans who backed the Vietnam War, and then all the hippies and things. Jim Morrison, his father was a admiral in the Navy, very senior guy. You look into a lot of these guys' lives, and you're like, wow, that's fool. If you're clued up, you realize it's all an operation. I quite like being a ginger. Which decade I think the best? I mean, the 80s is also probably the last. I don't know. There's something wholesome about the 80s, There was still the Cold War, but seemed to be breaking down. Everything's a bit more wholesome. There was quite good technology, It just seemed a little bit more wholesome. The films were good, but again, it was still being degraded. The films are full of horror films and sexual films and stuff. The 90s were also quite good because of the rave scene. I just don't know, mate. I don't know. I mean, you'd imagine the 50s, but I'm sure that had its problems as well. You'd imagine that was the last wholesome decade, but I don't know, man. The 80s was all right. I don't know. Feminism ruined stuff, absolutely, and it was a deliberate ploy. Shane Bongos. Laurel Canyon. Yeah, I haven't read that. I know what you're talking about, but I haven't read that. Yeah, there was some weird stuff, some weird MK Ultra programming. The whole 70s and 60s revolution, and it was all fake. And look at who was behind it. There's no surprises there. I'm sure you don't need to look at the early life section. You feel me? Michael Wallace says 90s. There was something, the 90s with the rave era, and it was fun and upbeat. The war had come down. It didn't seem like but it was like the Iraq War, wasn't it? The first one, but I was shocked when that happened. But the fashion was quite good. I think the 90s was a pretty good era. After that, I don't know, man. The 1920s were probably starting degeneracy, right? After nightclubs, the women were skirts higher than their knees. There was sexy dances. Weimar Germany was very degenerate. Look at what Weimar Germany, they had all kinds of weird things like Troon clinics. Yeah, they pushed back to business everywhere. It got defeated. Yeah, it got defeated by the Nazis, the evil Nazis. But yeah, that was the first attempt, but then it got defeated. But all the same stuff was happening that's happening now, but on a more primitive scale, I guess. Blair 97. What do you mean? That was a good or bad thing? I mean, Blair is a hideous, vile criminal who made £80 million in his 10 years as premier. A hypocrite. It's quite funny when you got like 26 properties. This is meant to be a socialist, by the way. Yeah. 26 properties he had, more now. And Cherie Booth is meant to be a real socialist, human rights person. And she's like bragging on, I really needed to buy this John Gielgud's house, which was worth about $4 million. 26 houses, blood. Shane Morgan says bad. Yeah, absolutely terrible. I mean, awful human. I didn't really care at the time. I was just too busy getting on with life and, having a laugh. I don't care about politics. And but now I look back on, the so-called weapons of mass destruction. That was a Ramadan. Yeah, I'm growing my beard. Yeah, do you know what what's it? Regent Street. Yeah. Sadiq Khan opened a special Ramadan thing. They all go, wait, that's another. It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't even upset me. Why? Because I realize now what's behind it. All right, it's part of that agenda. The key, G plan, and many other things. That's not the only one, by the way. Yep, I can't talk about that blatantly, but I think everyone who knows. Blair wife got a huge job. Yeah, she's horrible. She charged a Australian cancer charity $250,000 to give a one. I don't like this fucking mask, man. But I thought that, you see what I kind of starred at the orange here, and the glasses. So it was all a ginger night, but this thing keeps on twirling. whatever. But yeah, Cherie Blue, 250 grand for a 1 hour talk to a charity. I mean, imagine that. Human. And you know, Tony, this is how corrupt it is, right? Tony Blair passed a human rights law, which wasn't necessary. The reason it wasn't necessary, it's a very vague law. Oh, you've got the right to this life and that life, right? It's a very vague law, like hate laws. They love these laws because they can use them to justify any kind of persecution or letting people get off scot-free. Now, Cherie Blair was one of the most successful human rights lawyers, most well-paid human rights lawyers in the country. And what happened? Tony Blair passed a human rights law, which there was enough protection law, by the way, for people. It was totally wholly unnecessary law. But so now, right, he's given another legal tool to his wife to be able to make even more money and scam people. I mean, it's just no different from Banana Republic, man. I think the French Revolution, you've written evolution, I assume revolution, enlightenment in 1700s was the beginning of degeneration today, belief in God fell. Yeah, I mean, that was very much a part of it. And people started focusing on science and liberalism. And I mean, everyone believes in evolution is high. I mean, even before I was, born again or whatever you want to say, if I became a Christian, I was like, this is ridiculous. There's just no, it's so weak. And the proofs of it are so lame. And Darwin, by the way, was a Mason, yeah. But on his deathbed, he said, forget what I said. I said absolute rubbish. There is a God, and I guess he's trying to atone for his crimes. But also, the French Revolution was a Masonic revolution. Napoleon Bonaparte. Oh, look, you remember when we were at school, yeah? Oh, when you act like, oh look, Napoleon's always got his hand, yeah, in his what's it called? In his jacket, his jacket's going down like that, and he's got his hand in it. Oh look, that was his little quirk. No, man, that's a clear hidden hand Masonic symbol. The whole French Revolution was a Masonic thing, man. Oh, boy, bang daddy paddy. Did you go away and come back, bloods? Did you have some food? Would you get so much pussy if you wore that wig out in the pub? I mean, yeah, man, ginger guys are killing it, man. Look at Ed Sheeran. I mean, and he's ugly. I mean, yeah, I think I get mad pum pum. Look at that. I feel quite handsome. You get me? Some guy, her sister converted to the cult. Yes, that's actually true. I mean, she's a part of that. She's just another pawn. She probably doesn't believe in it. Right? Same with Andrew Tate. He's just following orders to push multiculturalism and multi-faith. All faiths are great, except Christianity. That's another thing that brought me to Christianity, because I realized Christianity is the only one that's been persecuted and not pushed. You've got priests and that pushing doing multi-faith like services and pushing back to business. Oh man, it's predicted again in the Bible. Bang daddy paddy again. Dragons, were they real? Every culture around the world has stories about. This is an interesting question. I mean, they're everywhere, in cultures I've never met. Look at statues and that in Britain, and look at the Welsh dragon, and on and on. Were they real? I don't know. I mean, dinosaurs, people say they weren't real, and basically they find one little bone if you look into it, and then they come with this. This is what the animal would have looked like. To my knowledge, although there are fake articles, there's never been any real dinosaur skeletons found whole. Just a couple of bones. Dragons, I don't know, man. They could have been. I don't know, man. I mean, essentially, whenever you read a dragon, it doesn't. Wherever it is, it represents Satan. Whether there actually existed physical dragons, I don't know. There's not much proof of that. Should we beat his trad wife soon? Yeah, before I die, hopefully. We're all gonna die someday, Red. We're all gonna die someday. I don't know. Does such a thing exist anymore? Oh, sounded good. Smash or die. What do they call it? Need it or keep it? Look, when I was younger, yeah, I was a good-looking young buck. I would have done just so I could laugh about it with my friends, right? I'd get a drink on with her. Not when she was fat, but now when she's a boxer, when she's still fat, but not as fat. As a boxer, and I get my drink on a bit so that I'd be up for it, and yeah, just so I could laugh with my friends, especially my boxing friends. I go, yeah, But now, I mean, of course not. Man. Don't be stupid, man. I wouldn't want to see my ting disappear on that fat ting. Multi-faith believes perennialism and the Abraham Accord horrible rubbish. People you stay away from. Yeah, I mean, it's just absolutely not. I was going to go to spend a time. I found a couple of like monasteries, right? I thought, you know what? Instead of doing something boring, I want to spend a week in a monastery, just check it out. And then I looked at it, and there's multi-faith and all over the website. These are the monks, right? Men devote their life to God and Jesus, and they do multi-faith ceremonies. Obviously, I didn't go. I mean, it's just another way of degrading Christianity and taking people away from it. That's been the main thing. See, that's the other thing with the red pill. When you say the red pill took me to the God pill, because I realized that all these things that happen, A, predicted in the Bible, B, there is such a massive initiative to destroy Christianity and faith in it. Baghdadi Paddy, I actually believe the world is a lot more connected than we know. Pyramids all over the world. Don't even know how they're made. Yeah, and they all represent some of the stuff. I don't know. There's so much weirdness. Some people say the space is fake. I definitely don't believe we went to the moon. Have you seen that lump of shit? Someone goes, I said, do you believe we went to the moon? He goes, yeah, I watched it. I was alive then. Some old boy. I was like, really? I said, look at this. I got a picture of the fucking craft that would have thrown 330,000 pounds on top of a massive rocket, 330,000 kilometers to the moon, sat on the moon, fired up again to allegedly dock with another spaceship. And these spaceships were tiny, like a room, small room, and then whipped around the moon, woo, and blasted all the way back to the. Come on, what the fuck? And that's before you go into all the other stuff. And I said, look at that piece of shit. It's built with curtain rods, duct tape, foil. Look at that. You telling me? And he looked at it. He was like, do you know what? I don't know if I believe it anymore. It's quite red pills. Another guy say that I was full of shit and that he watched it happen. I said, no, you watched a video of it. You also watched a phone call from whoever the president was. Was it Nixon? A live phone call with no delay. Yeah, that's just pathetic, man. But yeah, I mean, we don't know what's going on. It was. I don't really know, man. It's also a tread wife body count 0. Well, exactly. And how do you find that, man? Acoustic says, add me on TikTok, add me on YouTube. Acoustic Gymnastics is my man. He says I'm the second best channel on YouTube after him, but yeah, he's got a music type thing, so check it out. Ross said, because if I was an armed robber and it was the late 1970s, 80s, money for nothing, say that John Vicker died in a caravan. Yeah, it was weird because the old school crimes were like armed robbery, hitting the pavement or whatever these call it. As now it's all drugs. I mean, obviously, why would you risk? Anyway, all the cash is gone anyway. Blood clot. Hang on, let's see if I don't care anymore. I look like they live. A good-looking ginger guy like you would get gangbanged. You sound like you got experience in that, man. That worries me. That worries me. Will GayJ's TUE, that's therapeutic usage exemption, exposed one day? No, I don't think it will, because we'll be too protected, and it doesn't serve anyone any good to come out with it, because obviously Eddie Hearn won't, obviously his doctor won't. It will ruin their careers, and no, it won't come out. It's just one of them things. True, you can't believe or trust a man that don't believe in God. Moon landing was done on Area 51. I mean, it's just they got so many clues as well. I mean, there's pictures of all the Masons and Stanley Kubrick and all that, and just the technology is impossible. Oh, we can't get back there now because we destroyed. There's so much. I mean, it's just laughable that people think. I remember as a youth, right before I was red pill, I used to look at it and going, "Those, I was into drawing and that, and I realized that perspective was wrong." And I looked at this fucking craft. I was like, how could that have flown? And it didn't make sense, because I learned about perspective and shadows, and the shadows didn't make sense. But, I was a youth, so I didn't really think much more about it. But, it's embarrassing. Let me know if the question I'm asking about. No, I like them, man. I like a bit of red pills. I mean, we do boxing and red pill. The only problem is, like, that, I have to watch out because we talk about certain subjects, obviously, because I would just get nuked, man. Granddaddy Paddy in the house. Yeah, son always claimed Vada made him log in tonight every time he leaves the house. Go to sleep because he's so good. He must be on track. blood. See, really? Nah, come on, blood. There's no way they would keep that much money. Who pulled out? I think it was Tan Roof. Tan Roof pointed this out, that Sonny Edwards admitted deliberately missing a drugs test. He goes, I went to Centre Parks with me youths in it, and I missed the drug test. Have I got one strike? He admitted it by mistake. I mean, he looks like the least likely person to be doing PEDs, with his body and stuff, and his lack of punching power. But there are other kind of PEDs that work for stamina, So he could usually take some EPO or some stamina type thing. I don't know, man, but he should get a new pharmacist. GayJ would come out as a Batman's on the same day. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, right. And that would just distract away from it. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I was forced to take it because I was a Batman. I was confused. Yeah, and that would probably happen after he's retired. I can't believe it. And I'll be telling him, I told you. Why didn't you listen? Well, most people do now, but most people I tell now in the pub or whatnot, and they're like, you've got a point, actually. Tony War criminal son got people kicked out of council flats, bought the flats in London for peanuts and something. Right. No surprise, right? It's a shame I didn't do a good job with these because they're quite funny. But this is AKA Skins. But the thing is, okay, do you remember the guy called Neil Kinnock? He was a ginger. He was a famous ginger, right? Neil Kinnock, Welsh guy. He was a Labour guy. He was and then he battled Thatcher, I think, or Major, maybe. Maybe it was Major, and he fell over when he was doing a photo shoot. Anyway, he didn't get in, right? And he was a socialist, old school Welsh socialist, allegedly hardcore socialist. It's all a lie, by the way. They're actors. It's all a lie. We know that, but the normies don't, right? So they got Neil Kinnock specifically attacked a bill and did his best and said he was totally morally against it to stop council houses selling their properties to private people, or the people who live there, right? It was a big conservative thing, right? Yeah, it was so against it, it made such a big fuss. Anyway, his mother happened to live in a council flat in Chelsea, of all places. And yes, there are quite a lot of council flats in Chelsea. I mean, everywhere in London there's council flats. I mean, there's a massive estate called the World's End Estate, but she wasn't on that. She was on North End Road. I can't remember, but she, there's quite a lot of council flats. I mean, how you get in one, I don't know, but and what happened? He bought it. Yeah, his mother. He bought it for £1.5 million or something like that. Or he bought it off her and then sold it for £1.5 million. This was something that he campaigned against and was so against morally. Oh, we cannot sell the council flats. And then he ended up buying it off his mum, who was a resident in the council flat, and then he sold it. That's right, he sold it for £1.5 million. What do you know about it? I mean, it's nonsense, these people. It's the actors, man. There's GayJ. Oh, Heine's on the floor over there. There's GayJ. Right. Okay, sorry, man. I'm getting back up there. See what we got here, man. He took box. Who would win, Steve Robinson or Jack Johnson? Which Steve Robinson? Do you mean the Steve Robinson that was rinsed, flattened by the speed, the power, and the accuracy of Nazim? What do you mean, Steve Drago Robinson? I mean, Jack Johnson was rubbish. Let's be straight, right? I mean, admittedly, it was different times. Right? But you watch him, you just like, this guy's so bad. Check this out. Guess what he was? A Mason. He was actually inducted into a Scottish Mason's Lodge. And he was just another tool to push, multicultural. I mean, yeah, he upset people, but that's just part of it, right? To introduce that kind of thing. He was so bad. I mean, I think USS, or whatever his name, Drago would probably be it. But it was a different time as well. They didn't have the nutrition. They didn't have the training techniques. They didn't really know how to, they didn't really have much technique, But they were probably a lot tougher in those days. I'm not talking about Johnson necessarily, but them old school fighters, man, they'd fight with 4-ounce horsehair gloves and take battering. Sure about Sonny. He said it's on IFL TV last night, right? Right. So he deliberately missed a drug test, which implies that he knew who tested positive. for obviously not a muscle building drug, but like EPO or something like that. There's a lot of drugs. For on YT Kids videos, they're weird ass videos. Oh, I don't know. I watched them. I mean, if I see an article on it on some site that I follow, I'll have a look. But I don't know, man. So good. Yeah, no, no skins, no wins, and it's true because what happens? You remember, like GayJ, GayJ for the first Ruiz fight, he didn't let AKA Skins in the camp. And Skins was always in the camp, and he was his lover. And I think GayJ cheated on Skins in America. Skins only arrived 5 days before the big fight. GayJ got beaten up because Skins wasn't there to hold his hand and to cuddle him and all those other things. And they got back together for the second one. They seemed to split up, I think, before the Pulev fight. But Pulev, he beat Pulev anyway because Pulev was recovering from COVID. He was 41 anyway. And Usyk battered him. You know, he was pretty sitting there. I just want Skins. Ben Hine ain't doing it for me. It's no skins, no wins, man. No. Yeah, I invented that. I mean, I said that. Yeah. Okay. And listen, I've got some good stuff from you, bro. Just that gave you channels like Coco, Benavidez, weird videos at Spider-Man. Oh, you're talking about the kissing. Yeah, I don't know. If I see some articles on any of the Red Pill sites, I'll have a look. But I mean, the whole world's sick. It's not really a surprise to me that things are weird. Damn it, I'm not wearing this blood clot thing again. I like a bit of a random story. LD went to KFC and back like Bolmac. It should be is still alive. What did you get? What kind of KFC did you get, bro? I quite like the wraps. I don't really slop when I can, but occasionally, I will. And it's expensive now, man. Like a Big Mac's like £4 blood. I was thought Big Mac would be $1.99 for the rest of the life. But yeah, KFC's got this thing when they have a new wrap every day. It's only $1.89. Pretty good. So what did you eat, man? I don't really like if I'm gonna get fried chicken, I prefer to get it from a street place, to be honest with you. Michael Maloney, World's End. You talk about World's End in the New Kings Road, a naughty football firm. Yeah, Chelsea Sports, I guess. It's a big place, and then flats sell quite well now. I actually looked at one. It's a massive development, but there's also a lot of other. There's a road called Blood Clot. I can't remember what it's called now. I think the Sporting Page pub is on it, and on one side they've got a whole bunch of council. You can tell because they're 60s buildings or whatever. But imagine getting a nice council flat there, man. Sorted, man. Have you ever done the political governance? No, and I don't know what it is. Explain. CVSSR Roberts is one of my favorite fighters. Lee's got very strange tastes in fighters, man. Do you know what? He won me £90. I did a video on it. And I said, get on this 9-1. I said, this is an even fight. I would have put £100 on that if it was back in the day when I still had, my own business or a good job or something. That was just the stupidest price of all time. So I'm glad. And Robinson started crying afterwards. Pathetic, man. I grew up in a working class place, had a hard time. I was told I would never make anything of myself, and I did, and I proved it tonight. And I'm like, wait a minute, you've beaten some bum who had 4 fights and no amateur fights to a rugby player. And don't give me that hard thing. You're 6'5", he's good looking, no homo, but he's not like Sonny Edwards, 8-stone pussyhole, who's ugly, and you're from Newcastle, which is quite nice, Newcastle's fun. Don't give me that hard luck story. It's just pathetic. Cried as well. Everyone said I'd never do anything. Yeah, mug. Who's your favourite Porky's Corner guest? I don't watch that many other channels. I used to watch Porky a lot because when he was in the days when he's rinsing out Coldwell. That was why I got a bit annoyed because the final chop never happened. That nonce Coldwell. I quite like Terry sometimes because I think he talks very well. Obviously he doesn't like any white fighters. That's up to him. Like I said, he talks well. Although, like I said, if you have a good grammar and vocabulary and you talk with gravitas, it can often obscure the fact that he could actually be talking shit. But I think, he seems to have enthusiasm. But I quite like that. Terry bigged up Triple B, so we're all human, man. We're all like a big up. Actually, I haven't seen him for ages. But what's the Irish guy called again? What's the Irish guy called? Kent from Northern Ireland. He looked quite creepy. But someone told me, actually, you know what? That guy loves his boxing. He looks after his mom, and I'm like, yeah, okay. So yeah, then them two. Julian's a fucking idiot. A real idiot. I mean, I used to think, well, I said, you're trying to. You looked after Gary Sykes. You're trying to get him looked after by the British board. I appreciate that, but then what kind of boxing trainer would agree to train Max Jenkins? If Max Jenkins actually sold tickets and got some money, you'd be like, yeah, okay, fair enough, get a cut of that money. But he doesn't. He has to fly over to Czechoslovakia and fight plumbers that have never boxed, and he weigh like 200 pounds less than him, and he pays the opponent. But the worst one was when Julian started going, what we need in boxing? We need more diversity. I mean, come on, blood. Apart from that, boxing is the most diverse sport in the world. To sit there and suggest that's a solution for boxing, rather than we need the best fights to happen and we need to stop saying rubbish like women's boxing. So he's a mug. So yeah, Ken from Northern Ireland and Terry. Terry's not Irish, obviously. Robinson was amazing too. Yeah, absolutely. I was going to do a video. I've written notes on it. The other one is Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier, Jack Johnson, and Robinson are the three well-known Masons. And then I paid Joshua 1-8 to beat Franklin. Yeah, do you know, the only bet of value I see there is will Franklin go the distance? Well, there is a 12-rounder, not a 10-rounder, but I think he's got a good chin. Franklin, I know something tells me he's got a good chin. He doesn't have enough power to hunt Joshua, but Joshua's got all the advantages. But he's gun shy as well, Joshua. He may go the distance. I expect him to win, but he talks boxing. Does he kiss Georgia O'Connor? I would. I know. So I'm talking about these bitches boxing, man. We don't have bitch boxing on Chill-B. Chain Bonga, she's all right. Lee, what you about? Next thing, Lee's going to be oil drilling, man. Saying how he likes Natasha Jonas. Let's have a look. What have I done? 2 hours 42. I tried to stop on the 2 hours. I like chatting, but I haven't eaten any. I've cooked some food, but now it's been there 3 hours. So. Same guy had a bargain bucket, $14.99. Yeah, well, that seems reasonable. I bet. Do you think he'll eat it all tonight, man? Pill compass inversion says doesn't work. People get let's see, something in the liberty. Oh, let me just put it up. Sorry. Pill compass doesn't work. People get shoved to the libertarian left quadrant. I got libertarian right, but close to center. What is it? Like a website? It's meant to define where you're from. I don't know, man. I don't believe that crap anyway. It's all the same anyway. It's all nonsense. It doesn't matter what paper you read, the Daily Star or the Guardian. You will eventually be manipulated, to do what they want you to do. And people think, no. Even the Daily Mail. The Daily Mail is full of hypersexual articles, multiculturalism, all that kind of. The Guardian is obviously the most pathetic paper because people who read it actually think they're intellectual and think they're morally correct. They're moral guardians. And the Guardian is the most manipulative, pathetic newspaper. The other thing is, all the news comes from two sources, Reuters and Associated Press, who are both owned by the Rothschilds. All newspapers get their news off there. I mean, it's embarrassing, isn't it? It'd be funny if it was a film, but this is real life. You get me? Colonel Saunders of KFC. Oh yeah, Dyson Ferry says, I feel sorry for the KFC guy. Apparently, the original KFC is way better than the garbage. Yeah, I mean he's dead. He looked quite naughty, but apparently, you know what? Like the story is, he had this recipe for fried chicken, and he went to 200 places trying to sell this recipe until he actually got someone to take it on. I don't know. You're dead anyway. We all got to die someday, blood. I asked so many Red Bull questions. I like Red Bull questions. Let's switch out to boxing. Yeah, I got the plant fight prediction wrong. What did you predict? Plant? How? Points or KO? GayJ and Hamilton are both bad boys. Will come out like Jimmy Savile after GayJ and Hamilton are brown bread and destroy the images. I don't think. Right. You mean Lewis Hamilton? Yeah, I mean that's so obvious, right? I don't believe it'll come out after they're dead. It will come out after they've retired, right? And they will be lauded for it, and they will have a second career because of that. They'll be on every single chat show, especially the Graham Norton show. Look what's happening in advertising. They push tunes and stuff like that. And there's an advert of Sprite, I think, and this guy is like has a Sprite after he learns that his son has allegedly transitioned. It's they're pushing it so much that it's already considered a good thing to take it out of the batty, right? So yeah, but because of the financial reasons, keeping people buying tickets and promotions, they don't yet think society is ready for it. But once they retire, believe me, it'll come out. Tyler Fury, he's white as well. It makes it easier. Who's white? You're referring to something earlier. Oh yeah, the Colonel Sanders. Yeah. He wore his white suit, didn't he? Why is he? I haven't seen Why is he yet tonight. Let's get Why is he up there. Why is he? Rank the promoters from 1 to 5. Okay, this is a tough one. But I like it. Eddie Hearns, Nick Hennessy, Ben Shalom, Colt Smith, and George Ron. I mean, it's hard to know, and it depends a lot what boxes you've got, as much as anything else. Yeah, doesn't it? Really. I will say this: Hennessy, right? That was a Channel 5 show, right? Wasn't it, or whatever? He was there at some show the weekend. I don't know if he's running anyway, and it was his son. He's a pro, but he's whack. They probably beat Campbell and Hannah if they're the same weight. And there was his daughter, who I just looked briefly. She looked fairly pretty, very fake tan. And apparently she's going to turn pro. That she was some good amateur. I mean, it's just nuts, women's boxing. Okay, 1 to 5 at the moment, the promoters. Like I said, it totally depends what fighters you've got. Actually, Eddie Hearn is a very good promoter in the sense that he promotes his fight as well against his friends. He made a big mistake, business mistake of leaving Sky because, anybody with a brain, and he would have been sold days and days and days and all the apps streaming is the future. But anyone who would ignore what Sky brings to the table, which is massive amounts of advertising money, massive numbers of channels where you can advertise your product, as opposed to an app which some people will not be able to know how to use, let alone, come on, blood. That was a very poor business decision. Maybe was he pushed? Or did he jump before he was pushed because Shalom was there? But I think Eddie Hearn, actually, in terms of promoting his fighters, and I think he does a great job. Hennessy, who's he got now? I don't really. He had Tyson, he got stitched up, but he's kind of irrelevant, so I'd have to put him at 5. The Coke Sniffer's quite a good talker, and he's popular, but I don't know, he doesn't have that many good fighters. So, and you put George Warren, what instead of Frank Warren? You're not counting Frank Warren. Warren, I would put. The top 2 is either Eddie Hearn or Frank Warren, right? Then I'd put the Coke Sniffer. Shalom's got the Sky platform, so I don't think he's a good promoter, and his shows are rubbish, awful, but he's got the Sky platform. And he's irrelevant, so yeah, that's the best I can do, blood. I hope that's right. Tell me what you think, bro. Tell me in the comments. Yes, my boy White said, not been live for a while. It's good to be back. Yeah, I didn't do live 3 months, bro. This is only the second one. I dispirited. I got demonetized. I've not been monetized. There's all kinds of things, but yeah, it's great to see, man. I enjoy these lives. I could talk forever. When I'm sober, I'm not getting my drink on. I'm do 3-hour jobs, man. No problem. On the Mongolian basketball, when they go, why would anybody want to look at this schizo for 3 hours? But whatever, man. My peeps are here. Okay, it was 20. We're a bit low now, but I still got my boy. Peeps have been on the whole show. Lee Talks Boxing. Ken is the man, so he is. Yeah, apparently so. I wouldn't bat it on Porky, but I did a couple of videos plumbing him off, and Porky, someone said in a video like, Kent's disappeared because he doesn't want to get humiliated, embarrassing. I felt a bit bad about it. I wasn't just joshing. And the point is, if you're going to go on YouTube or be in the public eye anyway, you have to be ready to be rinsed, and you have to be able to take it. You know what I mean? I don't get rinsed all the time. People go, "Oh, you're fake time move. Oh, you're no good. Oh, you want to be the YB." That annoys me just because he copied. Right? It's the other way around. He copied it, and also he buys all the stuff. Like the guy earlier, the Jaden Anthony, who's obviously the YB. I think he's coming in before. It's so blatant as him. He's obviously got home early from Goldman Sachs. Other people rinse me. What else did I get? Oh yeah, Sonny Edwards is. This used to annoy me just because it wasn't the truth. Sonny Edwards, oh, he owned you, and you, you ran away from him. I'm like, man, blow club. I didn't even put out the truth, but people did. So you just have to be able to take it. The Mongolian basket weaving forum, they used to really like the chubby, but I see 8% positive, and then now they kind of turned a bit. I don't care. I'd rather be big dog, but it's part of the game, is what I'm saying. You cannot expect to be in the public eye and not take stick. So Ken has to have a thicker skin, but I like it. I think he's back anyway. I think sometimes he has his own channel now. I don't know, but good on him if he has. Nehanya is fired his defenseman in Israel. Thousands of protesting in the motherland. Interesting. In the motherland? What, your motherland? Are you from that Middle Eastern country? I want to check your early life section, Bang Daddy. No, but in all seriousness, I'm going to check. I haven't checked the news today. Obviously, I get my news. I look at mainstream news just to know what they're trying to feed you, right? But I look at a variety of different sites. Even like if you've got the right Twitter accounts, you get more out of Twitter and stuff. But there's all kinds of red pill sites and accounts you can follow to have a different view or a real view. But I have a look, man. I don't know what's been going on. He talks boxing. No, I will talk about all Julian again. Lee, I'm worried about you, blood. No, Natasha Jonas for me, but someone offered midnight with Janet Josh. I don't even know what she looks like. She was always defending GayJ. And didn't she threaten time move? Chill with the degeneracy. Yeah, just cool it with the degeneracy, Ali. Cool it with the anti-Semitic remarks. Kentucky Fried Chicken was okay. KFC off. Fair enough. Benavidez beat Plant, and I thought Plant would win. I said in my preview, it's a 50-50 fight, and I'm hoping, but that's different. What I mean, the odds were like I said, like 3.5 on Plant, and I thought that was worth betting on. I had him in an accumulator as well. I actually won in the end, only like 25 quid profit, but I lost a tenner on Plant to win. But I had an accumulator with Plant, Benavidez to go the distance. That's 2.75 with a bunch of other wins. I can't remember. Maybe Gomez and so whatever. I came out with and it was a free bet. It's a free £10 bet. So it gave me £35 profit minus a 10 on Plant. And I also had some random accumulator on Plant, which was 2 quid. So I came up 22 up. But yeah, I would have liked to see the Plant win. And in the early going, man, he was boxing well. Really nice movement. Defense wasn't great, but he had speed, he had movement. But he just gassed, man. And after that, I do think he won the last round for me, I totally agree. It's written. Shane Bongos. Is that a gay sister? Yeah, apparently. I haven't heard much about her. You never see her. But apparently she threatened Chan move from legal action. How could a sort of paid off be? Do you think the Plant fight was fixed? I'm not one of these guys who thinks all the fights are fixed. No. What? Because it's a hard one as well. If you notice in that fight, right, the referee was so biased in Plant's favor, right? He let him get away with holding. He suddenly stopped the fight when Plant was in trouble. He took Plant over to the corner and started getting him checked out with a doctor with a light for no reason. And he took, he would tell off Benavidez all the time. The referee, was it Kenny Bayless? So obviously he liked Caleb Plant, right? Because Caleb Plant is black and Kenny Bayless is black. So, there was that brother thing going on. So if it was a fix, no, I don't think in that case it was. And it wasn't important enough. I mean, I don't think the powers that be really cared who won that one, really. He's all boxing. GayJ's sister. Benavidez Plant prediction, bang on for once. You did. Well done. Oh, did you say Benavidez on points? I thought you said late stoppage. I'm sure you did anyway. Janet Joshua's huge facial moles. Well, she should have kids as ebony bitches and make the ultimate multicultural NWO child. Roasted Icon said, you need to do live with Lady Skit and Slip. Lady Skit is another person that I meant to so many videos that I missed doing, partially because of bad organization, and sometimes you just run out of I don't know, a spirit man. But I was going to big one on Lady Sket because she said that it's really bizarre. She's like some cracker, horrible, ugly bitch. And she was saying that I don't know if the video's still up, that it was karma that Tyson Fury's cousin was stabbed to death because Tyson Fury had slagged off AJ. I mean, imagine having a brain and a prefrontal lobe so poor that you can't even. That's the best you can do. I need you live with those two. I'd be happy to have an argument. I was saying Porky at least said, "Yeah, you want to do a Zoom?" I was like, "Well, no, you can come on the live for free, but firstly, I want you." I just made a joke. I said, "Firstly, I don't want you if you're on the skag, and secondly, you have to read the Coldwell thing because I'm like, I want to see it." And he said, "No, I can't do that." Whatever, that's fine. But at least he was up for it. I don't even know anything about Shillicons apart from the fact he's boring and he's a shill. Honestly, that's it. What were we talking about? Lady Sket is some crackhead. He's just degenerate bum. I mean, blood clot. Hearn, Warren, this is your okay. You think Hearn, then Warren, then Hennessy, Coxsniff, and then Shalom. You think Hennessy Tree? I mean, maybe it's just me. I'm not clued up on who Hennessy has got, or maybe you mean in general skill wise. I mean, Shalom's awful. There is no doubt, but obviously he's got the Sky package. The Coxsniffer, as long as you've got enough money to keep him in the nose bag, he's happy, man. I'm not answering that, Michael Maloney. Maloney, Anna Woolhouse. The women in boxing make me sick and they're ugly as well. Whereas I reckon the UK would be Shalom. What, Shalom number 1? Really? Don't talk about AJ. No DAZN. No Eddie Hearn. No AJ. Shalom number 1. That's a surprise. Hearn and I would expect Hearn and Warren, just one of them two to be number 1. Coaxed for Hennessy. Okay, that's interesting. Explain reasons why. That would help. I found this channel from. Oh, did you? Well, off box, yeah. Yeah, I get a bit of grief. So they used to love it. I used to get they used to put my channels up. I mean, like you're always going to get rinsed on poll, right? Regardless, right? And that's why I like it. It's one of the few almost free speech. I mean, obviously it's a honeypot, the free speech sites there are, right? And everyone will get rinsed. That's just part of the game. And if you can't, and there's a number of reasons for that. Firstly, people are allowed to say what they want to. Secondly, if you can't get the heat, we don't want you here, man. If you can't take it, we don't want no snowflakes, blood. But yeah, the boxers are like me. I follow box all the time. I don't post on 4chan, but I'm there. And people didn't know the story. Oh, you got it's not Sonny, he mugged up. And I wrote a long post explaining it, and people were like, blood clot, you are based. Because I explained everything, including the phone calls and burner phones and da-da-da. But no, some people just I don't know, triple bitch. They call me triple bitch. Which is predictable. I say they, I mean everyone's an individual, right? But there's a culture there. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I mean, I'm pretty sure I got a few good fans from there. A few, and I did a couple of good videos. Like, is AJ a broken buck? It's a famous one. They like, I like it. I like box. Yeah. Yeah. That's the one. Don't you dare say the name, though. Okay, Inversion says Paul is better than SP Sport. Whatever. When I found Chibuta, people complained about Rod. Someone was paid a picture of Rod's comments and said, man, but they're just going on about Rod and Bongza, and that's half the post, and it's like blood clot, really? And you're not even really sure who these people are and whether it even exists. It's like an in joke. You get me? But I mean, Paul is obviously better than anyone, but sport is specifically. I mean, Paul is like it's about everything, and it's heavy at times, and there's a lot of shills that go in there. The FBI read it, the FBI posts on it. The people from the Middle Eastern country, they've actually got groups that deliver, and they try and make. You can spot a lot of them, and they'll try and make white men hate white women, so they constantly slag off white women, trying to get them to move towards Asian women, and you can spot it. There's a lot of shill threads on that, but especially back in the day, you occasionally get some bit of gold, which was they had like FBI anon and Hollywood anon. Told you some real things, but now it's kind of used as a sort of arena of propaganda, really, and you don't know who are bots and who are who are just fakes with agenda. But it's still interesting. But it's not about sport. It's not about boxing. Obviously, it's about the world. Bang Daddy Paddy, name the biggest douchebag boxer you've ever met. I don't think that somebody you expect to be a douche, but was nice. Oh, that's a good question. Who's the biggest douchebag boxer you've met? Most boxers are usually quite friendly when you meet them because they like to be recognised. They're not like footballers where they're over recognised. But what's the most douchebag boxer? I'm gonna have to think about that. I do have a couple of names. On the flip side, somebody expected to be a douche, but it was nice. Again, I'm tired. I can't think that is a good question. Lennox was quite nice. I never really warmed to Lennox because I always thought he was fake and Canadian. He was quite nice. Batman as well, though. I met Hamed, and Hamed was a douchebag, but I met him a few times. He was in the club in London, and this was before he became world champion. So he was big, but not massive big. It's these big clubs, Café de Paris and Hanover Grand and things. And he felt like a fish out of water. He's quiet. He's from Sheffield, and he was dead. But he is a douchebag in real life, but he wasn't a douchebag at the time. I had a little chat with him and everything. He's probably surprised to get recognised. You get me? I don't know, man. I have to think about that one. Dead zone have lost billions. Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, it doesn't matter how many billions of Blavatsky or whatever his name is. I can see Eddie getting that revenue back for Dead Zone. Eddie will end up doing his own app for match and the mugs will stuff. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I mean, is Eddie a shareholder or is he just an employee? Not an employee, like a partner. I don't really know. He said Benavidez points. You were right. Did he bet on it, or maybe you don't bet? I don't know. Same guy. Hennessy was okay 10 years ago. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Is he still involved in boxing? I mean, I know he is, but I don't know who, what. Shalom is the worst by far. Certainly in terms. I mean, he's just got the Sky platform. He's awful though. He don't know shit about boxing, and he puts on terrible shows. Look at the crap he had at the weekend. Shalom shows are like local hotel fights. Absolutely terrible. That's right. He remembers a taxi driver on Porky's channel, Fury Power, when Porky had to get that. She had to mash the field because I did watch that, man. That sounds a bit gruesome. What are we at? 3 hours. Yeah. On my left, haven't seen. Yeah, what's up, bro? What do you do if Steve Hunt's knocked in the door after what you said? I won't give a flying fuck. Now the thing is, you see, there's always thing. What's he gonna do? He's a fat old man. He's a bum. But and it's true. It's recognised to borrow things, and that he's a fucking idiot. He's not a likable person as well. Actually, I don't want to say too much about whether I met him or not, but I might have done. Steve Bunt's like people will say, "Oh, you wouldn't say it to their face." Now, firstly, I mean that's the most pathetic argument. Oh, you wouldn't say that to GayJ's face. You wouldn't say that to this and the other's face. Well, firstly, given the right circumstances, I would. And what it means in the right circumstances, you're sitting at a table, you're having a discussion. Like say Simon Jordan does with her, and you've been having a serious discussion. If you talk about if I saw GayJ in the streets, I run up to him. By the way, you're a fucking batty man, and AKA Skins used to fuck you in the batty hole, and you're a mug. You can't fight, and you take PD. Really? I mean, firstly, like, what do you think will happen from stuff like that? If everyone spoke their mind about people to their face all the time, and I hate it when people go, "Oh, I never." If I say anything about anyone, I said to their face. I wouldn't say it behind their back. This is just nonsense. If people said what they really think about people all the time, there'd be bodies on the street everywhere. Families would fall apart all the time. This is utter nonsense. So, in a certain, if he came up to my house, I mean, I'd say, "What are you doing here, you fat cunt?" And I'd record him, I'd mug him off. But if in the right circumstances, anything that I've said, I stand by. If someone wants to sit down and be reasonable and talk and not threaten, not bring his pals around with guns, but you got to be able to take that shit. Yeah, I do think you're a batty man, GayJ. But if you're going to sit down and be reasonable and not threaten me like them students, and you want to be a man, I'll talk to you about it, you pussy hole. Shalom is a gimp. Yes, Don King always had the best. He's about 100. Bob Aroney's putting it home. Yeah, with Don King. And shot. Steve Bunt's bar activity in Uganda is degenerate as fuck. Yeah, and this happened in like the 1990s, man. There's Polaroids that exist. What's up? No, don't worry, now. You're late to the game, fam. 3 hours and 4 minutes. But yeah, what's up? God bless you too, my brother. Always great to see you. Nice to say hi. It's been a long one, man. Some good red pill stuff, but yeah. Yeah, dude, I tried to do a show with GayJ and Skins, but I really don't know what to do with him. And Ben Heine, a little puppet show, but it didn't really work. Sly Teen! Yes, brother, this is Shane Bong. This is best pal. Should be long time no see on. Yes, so obviously I've been doing the live. It's great to see what's happened. Well, I was a bit dispirited. I'm still doing videos, but not lives and not that many. I got demonetized and I got grasped by someone. I got strike. So I'm not even earning money, but I do it for the funds, you know. Anyway, how are you, blood? Good to see you, man. My boy Aaron O'Neill. I haven't seen you for a bit. How the fuck did Eddie Hearn go to interview? Interview Aaron and instead of drug cheat, come out looking good. He's very slippery, but he's quite one of these guys that's quite charming, you know. Even though everyone knows he's an idiot, he's the kind of guy that would charm you, you know. And he chooses his words quite well. So that's your answer. Also, women's boxing. I make conscious not give it a fly. I don't watch. I mean, there's a show in Ireland. Yeah, they don't have that many big shows, and you know, it's a show of the year, and it's got Katie Taylor defending. It's Chantel Cameron. I actually know who her opponent is. Some other scat on the other corner, another scat, and then some bloke. I mean, imagine free. Who would pay to go and watch a bill that is mainly women? You know, it's nuts, man. Yes, Lee. Say hi to Nordic. Check out Nordic's channel, as I always say, and Lee Talks Boxing channel. Remember that. Sly Teen. Shane Bongers. Hello, my sweet. Well, that's a bit fruity, blood. But maybe it's an in joke. Who is a bow-legged geezer, bent-leg motherfucker? I'm gonna have to eat at some point. It's 10. I'm gonna give it like 5 minutes, right? So if you can think of anything good to Ox, Hatman strikes back as another. Still always has bad. Some people like him, but I think I've only watched one of his. Disco Dave. I think I've only watched one of his videos, and I can't be that impressed. Pop, 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 pop. Oil drilling. Yep. Oil drilling. See Bunsen barrels. Yes. Lee. Everybody talk. Lee talks everybody gangster till Steve Buzz opens the back of the bar. Yeah, that makes you laugh. Yeah. Blood clot. I don't like what does it. Steve. See bunch lights getting melted butter spread all over. Oh no, come on, blood. I mean, you're probably right, but I don't want to think about that. I mean, imagine the smell as well. How much I predicted GayJ knockout Usyk? Oh yeah, like YB predicted it and put a grand on fucking his boyfriend. Larry Jablinski. I always like that sort of Polish names or Russian names. Steve. He was found dead in the back of a lorry with 3 other cars. That's probably the ending. I don't know. Apparently he's got a wife. I don't know, man. I don't know if she knows about his viral things. Waiting to die in the house. Should be fine to do with 6 hours. No, I'm not good. I've got to eat blood. Also, I'm not high or anything. But great to see you, bro. Everybody got to die one day, Red. Why is it ugly back up? Oh man, yeah. I mean, you don't know nothing about boxing. Why is it that suddenly we know it's the agenda, but suddenly every boxing program has to be as a woman presenter that don't know shit about boxing. I don't know who she is or where she came from, but you know why she got the job. And I just scratch my head and just think, I hope we get some good fights. LD Phoenix, are you fasting, Chubby? No, but I've done it in the past. I haven't done it recently. If you say fasting doesn't not get my drink on, yeah, I haven't got my drink on for 2 weeks. You know, once I decide to give up, it's not a problem. But I get bored. Just, I'm sure he said he thought Usyk would win. Okay, I don't know what happened there. Hatman Shilicon's count punch still channels for likes. You only need a triple B. Yes! For your boxing fix. No homo. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that, man. I mean, you know. The thing is, right, I get most of my stuff. Because with videos sometimes, you know, sometimes there's a lot of... I always watch Time Booth videos. I'm not saying the whole lives necessarily. I like to go on them and comment and stuff. He good, man. He like... I brought him up, like, by the way, when he got banned and on the old channels, I was backing him and that. But I think he quite likes he quite likes the channel, and he whenever I'm commenting, he's used some of the videos in some of his lives, and he puts some of my comments out. You know, I always watch the Time Booth ones. That's about the only one I watch fully, and mainly I get a lot of stuff off forums and social media because I prefer to read. So I get and read what happened. But when you're watching for a video, you can get a lot of fluff as well. You get me? I'm not really selling myself. Okay. Inversion says, doesn't that man try to promote Patreon when he tries to see red pill? By the way, people be saying I need to do that as well, and I do. But I'm getting better now, and I'm sorting out some in real life stuff, and I've got to do a lot more. You know, I've got a lot of plans. I mean, like I said, like I've got notes like this long of what I need to do, but I haven't done it. Women don't have to know boxing to get into. Well, that's true, of course. They just get their tits out and smile. Adrian's finishing touch. Hey, coward, no wonder why people want to beat your ass, weird wig. He's having a crack at the trouble. Reveal your dumb face and then take the piss of Africans. And he can't spell Africans. I mean, do you not know the difference between a possessive? You see, look at it that way. Adrian's finishing touch. That means the finishing touch belongs to Adrian. And that is why there is an apostrophe there. And that apostrophe, and you know what apostrophe is? It's to show that there are some letters that have been removed. Right? But in this context, it becomes a possessive. So the original thing would be Adrian, his finishing touch. But that's now become, in modern English, an apostrophe S. Adrian's finishing touch. The finishing touch belongs to Adrian. And then you go, reveal your dumb face and then take the piss out of Africans. Plural. He's put a fucking apostrophe in it. Africans. You're a moron. You're an idiot. Yeah. Coward. Oh, I don't show your face. People want to beat your ass, you weird wigger. Fucking mixed race, you fucking clown. Reveal your dumb face and take the piss out of Africa. I don't think I've taken the piss out of Africans. I said that Tanzania and Uganda were based. Just because I speak the truth, what? I'm not allowed to talk about the only African thing I did. I mean, obviously, the women are a bit grim, but I didn't even say that. I said Tanzania and Uganda were based. I talked about Pastor Dr. Martin Semper, who's based. I got African fan who posts a lot here. Simon about sodomy. So what are you getting this for? Take the piss out of Africans. What have I done about it? You tell me, you bummer clock, no spelling pussy hole. Africans. I don't know. Oh, Steve Bunsen is Ugandan hookers. I ain't ripping the poor hookers. I'm ripping Steve Bunsen, you blood clot. You're a fucking idiot anyway. The presenter, the African presenter. Oh yeah, I mean that's just pathetic. It is. Come on, man. She's ugly as well, man. You got like giant. How was balanced? Oh no, I don't want to talk about this idiot anymore. Time Booth is an OG. Yeah, he's the OG, man. He did change the band again. As I said, the original channel was just something special, but you can't do it anymore. You know, all the names used to come with the Black Skellington, the Benlegs, and this, and the beauty of it, the main beauty of it was that he got mugged off by Coogan and owed money because he was too controversial. He made that comment about that guy in the ring, and he owed him money, and Time Booth set up his own channel, and he got slating Coogan video after video. I mean, Coogan became a laughing stock, and he got paid for it. So there's a real kind of good story. That yeah, man, good on him, Time Booth blood, and he got a sense of humor, and he's original, and he thinks, he will joke against anything if he feels that it's wrong. I quite like the way he talks about the black quitter and the black lesbian, the black Skellington. There was a white Skellington as well, the blonde guy, or a white version of the black Skellington. Should we ignore the haters and get on Patreon? I said, oh, thank you, brother. I will do, and I think it'll only be like £1 because I want people to see the proper videos. I mean, I've got banned videos that I've been taken off YouTube. I've got videos from the old channel. I have to look for a lot to see if they're still relevant, and making new videos. I want as many fans as we can, so you don't want to overcharge, right? Thank you, bro. Thanks, bro. I will try and do it. I've got to do some in real life stuff too. I've got to earn some cash as well, work because I won't get much money from YouTube, but even if you're getting like 500-600 quid, when you have that taken away, you notice it, And Jordan Evans. Oh, I thought that was Jordan Plant. How would you have handled Coogan if he told you to be safe? Yeah, that's funny, man. You know, because he was signed up at MTK, so somebody thinks he's a bad man gangster. Yeah, and now he's like, now he can't go to the US, and his buttocks quiver every time he hears MTK because he was shitting himself, you know, thinking he might get nicked. He might, and then no one got nicked for the MTK. It was all a very weird thing, anyway. It might be a psyop. Maybe MTK is actually secretly. I don't know, man. Anyway, how would you have handled Coogan if you told him to be safe? I would have just clowned him off. I mean, I think Tom did quite a good job. Just like, yeah, he's not being intimidated by him. Why should he be? But I go, fuck off, Coogan. You're a fucking mug. You're a pussy hole. You know, the only person you bully is Prince Patel, and I like Prince Patel as well, by the way. Ricky Duff, horrible man, promise. Oh man, awful. You mean Manek? What's his name? Morik Pranek or something. His real name. An old trainer of mine reckoned he'd smear himself Vaseline before his fights to avoid getting him journeyman bomb. What do you mean? An old trainer of mine reckoned he'd smear himself Vaseline before his. Oh yeah, because he was a fighter as well, wasn't he? Yeah, to avoid getting him. So yeah, but he was an evil fucker as well. Yeah, he dominated in that area. You know, BBC is so corrupt. He'd be the only guy who could get on the BBC. You know, no one else was allowed. Adrian is a woman's name. Yeah, his Adrian. Oh, Kate Alexander in the house. Good to see you, brother. I always remember me funds. Great to see you, man. I remember because you were always like, from the beginning to the end. I mean, this obviously I haven't been uploading, but it's great to see you, blood. I've got to stop at some point to eat some food, blood. Adrian is a sim. Adrian is just a loot. Oh, here it comes. I review your face then. Why? Why are you saying to my face? Why? Oh, new fag detected, new fag. I've explained this a lot of times. Firstly, I got no wish for any kind of e-celeb or any kind of nonsense like that. Secondly, I'm very open about what I think. Why am I coward? Because you're a coward. You're not showing anything. I mean, what you telling me that like what Joshua's going to turn up to my house for? Fuck off, man. You know? And I don't. I preach anonymity and the importance of anonymity. So why would I want my fucking face? You know, let's see your face, you fucking African poor spelling bellend. I bet you put Barrow. I bet C Bunsen put a Barrow up your batty hole. Is why don't you show your face? Yeah, look at your avatar. Why haven't you got your face on the avatar? You fucking coward, pussy hole. Adrian is an AJ fan. It's probably a fucking GayJ's. What's it called? One of his sock puppet accounts. It's aliases. Adrian wants to bust a nut. Yeah, he's probably jealous, man. He's probably like, probably like a Ben Heine type scenario. Some Africans let borrow their batties. Yeah, I mean that's not great. You coward, reveal your face then. So I'll fuck off you, mug. Where's your face? You've been talking a lot of shit. Let's see your ugly face and learn to spell, you pussy hole. AJ Andrew Johnson, thank you, brother, for the money, brother. Agent Moore, go play with your deformed AJ style tool. I don't get. You're a mug. Wait, let's see your face, you fucking idiot. C-Bun's bug armed only with a packet of biros. Yeah, man. Asian wants Steve Bunce's pirate. Yeah, man. You should be on Bunce's channel. GayJ and eat the poo-poo like ice cream. Eat the poo-poo like you smell it over. I have this thing called feasting. He put the hand into the other man's anus, and it goes deeper. That's what you want, Adrian, isn't it? You want to eat the poo-poo in your country. About bloke, what the fuck do you think you are? A crisis identity. We got a psychologist. You're a mug. You're embarrassing yourself, you fucking clown. I'll keep you on though. I reckon now he's using a scapegoat. That's another possibility. The other possibility is, but where is he? Why is he being caught? It's kind of weird. And why is no one being punished? Spencer Fearon was, the grass was money laundering through a fake charity. Nothing's up to it. I'm going to do every one of it. Retards, Adrienne is a woman's name. Oh, he can't. Now, you miss the apostrophe. Woman apostrophe. You're a fucking idiot, man. We've got an expert on names. Actually, Rocky Balboa's wife, Agent, was spelled the same as yours, you fucking pussy hole. Right. I'm assuming Emperor Michael's walking around London having a rant. I quite like his rants. I don't watch it all, but I do quite like it. Especially when he's digging out, the fat grass. Agents finishing touch Batty man against yeah, he's hurt. Why are you against the African man? Huh? Why are you against? I'm not. I fucking recognize the president of Uganda, the president of Tanzania, the president of Mozambique. I recognize Pastor Dr. Martin Semper. All right, so stick it at your batty hole. I know you pretty like that. Agent, Chubby is 50% Mozambique heritage and very comfortable with his identity. Stop assuming bigot. Right, there you go. Fucking wrong. And I've been there as well. It's kind of nice period. That's where it'll come back. Okay, I'm going to cut it off soon, right? Keep safe, Chubby. Food top. Yes, thank you. You remind me. Rob, thanks, Tina. I hope it was okay today. I felt like I wasn't as good as my last one. But I just enjoyed the conversations and you know what? Like the things that occurred, the red pills. And okay, I'll do one. Without further ado, Adrian is Steve Bunce's human pen holder. I wonder what color bic you use, but yeah, thanks guys. I really enjoy it. I don't know what I cut some chicken earlier, but I don't know, man. Obviously, it's completely dry now. Yeah, it's good. So I'll try and pop out some more videos. Thank you for anybody giving me money. My boy Shane Bongos and AJ Anthony Johnson. Okay, so yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that. And yeah, God bless everybody. God bless. Increase the peace. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed talking to me fans. The best fans in the world. Oh look, Agent can't stop himself. Actually, you be minutes, but keep sucking dick, you wank bone. What's a wank bone, you fuck? That's some kind of African thing. It's like a witch doctor. A witch doctor for juju. Are you gonna put juju on me, you fucking clown? Right, good night, everyone. All right, peace in the Middle East and take care. I'll see you guys soon, man. Hopefully next week.